What is going on, everybody? Cali Death Podcast back once again, episode 88. I'm here with my resident homies, Casey and Joel. We will see the professor later on tonight. And tonight we're being joined by a sick dude. We've already had a couple minutes to talk before this. Joseph Howard, what's going on, dude? How are you, bro?
What's up, bros? Doing good. Chilling.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just got done with the set once again. 2 sets.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Working to get ready for a couple of narcotic shows and a couple of Fields of Elysium.
Yep.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
dude. That
You're
juggling.
You're jumping on that Decrepit show, right? Isn't that coming up?
Yeah. I think that's a little. I'm not sure exactly when that is. God damn it. But I'll be there. Yeah, we'll be there. I got 2 different Narcotic Wasteland sets because we're actually gonna do, I think, on that same little run, a show with Quiet Riot.
Oh shit!
Damn.
In Washington. So we got to have like an epic arena rock set.
Yeah,
and
dude.
A Decrepit Birth style blasty fucking super fast set.
Killer. Yeah, because Pathology isn't able to do the last show or something like that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I actually saw them last night in Denver here.
Killer.
And that's what Obi was saying actually.
Nice, dude. What up?
Shout
Obi?
out to you guys
Shout
to
out.
Obi last night. I was
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
on the Cali. I know you guys just had him.
Yeah, well, it's been over a year since he's been on, but he's long time homie, dude. He did Inherent Disease, played all the Cali dates on the Bloodletting tour that Odious did with Decrepit, Deeds of Flesh, and Vile. And yeah, fell in love with that guy as soon as I met him. I actually met him at what was that place called? Why am I drawing a blank? The one in Corona, Showcase Theater. He handed me the Inherit demo, and ever since then we've been homies for life, dude.
Nice.
Even to the point where we've been to the zoo with our kids and shit together, you know.
Sick.
Yeah. Well, sick, dude. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, dude. Oh wait, we got to do some plugs real quick. First, you plug away on all your end, bro. Where can people go buy your merch?
Narcoticwasteland.com. That's like the main grind right now. Working super hard because we're playing a shitload of shows. But then Fields of Elysium, I'm actually playing 2 shows. So 2 shows with Fields of Elysium in New Mexico on July 31st and 1st. And then I got like 3 days off. And then we're going Salt Lake City to start the Narcotic Wasteland run.
Killer.
Which I believe that Decrepit Birds show will be in the mix of. Yeah.
Over, yeah.
So that's why I'm learning the 2 sets. I got to learn both sets at the same time. Usually I just kind of like put one to the side and then learn it again later. But this time
what about Fields of Elysium? Do you guys got a Bandcamp or somewhere that people could buy merch from them too?
Just basically like the Facebook and messaging for that shit right now.
Okay.
Those dudes know a little more than me.
Right.
It's kind of hard from like Denver to New Mexico because they live in Santa Fe. So we get together like 4 or 5 times a year maybe.
Yeah.
And then just like practice. We're writing some new shit. It's super beautiful and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. I want to get into that because that's actually probably like my favorite thing out of, Narcotics dope. I had plenty of time with Narcotic Wasteland since we had Dallas on, and
right, yeah,
it's that's definitely a sick band. But Fields of Elysium, something that I want to talk about because it was something that was totally fresh to me. I had not heard a note until today actually, and I went through 2 albums no problem, dude, and loved it. So yeah, we'll get into that for sure. But first, let's plug on our end too. If you don't have anything else, do you have any other bands?
Yeah, just Neuromorphic. Shout out to Leonard from Cephalic. That's my band with him.
Yeah.
And actually my brother. All right, so Scalafria was like my band way back in the day when I was like 13 we started or some shit. And it was with my brother, Jake. And so Neuromorphic is the band that I'm in with Jake now at this point.
Okay. Killer.
So
dude.
yeah, it's like a continuance of Scalafria, but with Leonard, and then the homie Keith, and then the homie John.
Nice,
And
dude.
just killing it. It's fun stuff.
That's what's
Are you guys
up,
playing
dude.
shows?
We're playing the full Terror Assault Fest.
Oh shit.
We played a couple. We played like 3 shows so far. It's really new.
Dude, for some reason, real quick, Joel, your audio is doing that cutout thing. I don't know why it's doing that. Like, and
Test 1, 2, piss, pee pee.
if
I
I
get
talk
it
over
out.
you, then you end up going away. But that's not how it usually happens.
Okay, I'll look into that.
All right.
My audio's not like sounding shitty, right?
No,
No,
it's
it
okay.
sounds fine.
I
Maybe a
can
little
hear it.
quiet.
Yeah.
Um, on our end, give the homies and deeds a shout out. Battleforged Coffee. Go get your fix. Battleforgedcoffee.com. It's good shit, dude. It really is. I'm still sipping on that every morning right now, so it's all good. They got swag and all that kind of shit too. Get yourself some caffeine and shirts to show that you like caffeine. And also for us, Cali Death Podcast. Wait, what is it? Cali Death Podcast.bigcartel.com. Still got a couple shirts up in there. I keep saying it. It's low, but it still is low. So until they're done, they'll be up there. I don't know if we're gonna redo that. I guess we probably will do that one again. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, keep a simple one and then maybe add something to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some ideas for getting licensing it's just like getting artwork done, dude. Like you got ideas for art, and then we got to do the whole back and forth thing with the artist, and that. So we'll eventually get not lazy and do that and get some sick full colors up there or something. Other than that, dudes, we are here on the Thursday night as always, dude. Every motherfucking week. We're actually creeping up on 100 episodes, dude. I was thinking about that. I wonder what we should do. I keep talking to Casey about it, but we really can't come up with like a specific idea yet, other than maybe just like have a rad party where everybody comes in and out or something. But yeah,
Something
love you guys. Thanks to everybody who's in the chat right now. I see a couple of regulars up in there. What up, Murray?
Cool. I got a request for
Nigel?
stickers. Yeah, we should get stickers.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we should.
That'd be cool to do stickers and yeah,
Stick it.
a lot of
Stick it to them.
Yeah. Stick it to you on your car. Unwanted sticker. No, we're not about that. But who knows? That'd be cool. Get some stickers. I guess we could do that,
That's like
slap
the
'em on
old
stop signs.
what's the mystery spot in Santa Cruz. It's like a very well-known spot here. Like what they'll do is they don't do it anymore because they got sued, but they would you'd go park there and go to the mystery spot and go check it out with like the little person tells you the story about it. You'd come back and every car would have a mystery spot sticker on it.
Right.
I was like, then they finally got sued because they're like putting on like classic cars and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's a little much, dude. Go off the classic car thing real quick. I deal with plenty of those dudes, and there's guys that do put stickers on their car, but the sticker says, "Don't touch, don't come near." It's like it's
or
their
something
precious
terrible,
little baby, dude.
Like it's just like mean people suck. You're all sick, dude. That's the one you got.
Well, cool, Joseph. We want your story, bro. So how we like to do it is take us back, dude. We get in the DeLorean, drive us back to the earliest time you could think of, like music catching your attention. Like not just being background music, but like something that made your ears perk up. You're like, I need to pay attention to this.
All right. Yeah, all right, I guess it started with my pops. Dad, he was in like 80s hair metal bands and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, he was in a band called Cherry Bomb, which they had like the zebra stripes and like the spandex and shit like that, and the teased up hair and shit. It looked all funny.
What'd he play?
He played bass and sang in that band, but
Okay.
other bands he played guitar in. But yeah, so we just happened to have a visitation day, like on the same day as like his jam session. So we would just go to his jam sessions. And then I was like 10 years old, I think, at that point. And then, I got behind the drums. Jake, my brother, got behind the bass. And then my dad was just like, just do like a goon, goon, chat, joon, chat, joon, chat. And I just did that. And then he just started like shredding over it. It was sick.
Hell yeah! So
No,
you had no previous drum playing before that or anything?
no, that was like the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But then, so I was in high school. Jake got in the jazz band at high school, and I got in like choir. He was like a year older than me, so I'd always just like make up like funny lyrics, like usually pretty like gross or like, you know, like cock and ball lyrics or some shit in
Right.
choir to the songs, like make up. And then
So wait, real quick. So from that day that you sat down on the drums, how long was it until did you want to get a drum set after that? And
well, that was like just a huge ass kit. I eventually did get a kit at like 11.
okay.
And then, so yeah, I ended up joining the jazz band after like I got kicked out of choir, basically.
For your lyrics.
Yeah, I was in the hallway in like timeout, and the band teacher came out. He's like, "What are you doing out here?" And I was like, "I'd rather be in there."
Mm-hmm.
It's like, "Well, what do you play?" And I was just like, "Drums." You know, I just said it, and then before I know, I was on a kit and then chilling. It was pretty cool. And then Pops was trying to jam with us, but we kind of surpassed him. We were playing like AC/DC and like the Green Day, Brain Stew, and me and my brother were into funk, so we were like trying to some Chili Pepper stuff. But then me and Jake met this dude, Jeremy Weedsky was his alias, and he was in a band called Dark Reflections. So shout out to Jeremy, Dark Reflections.
What kind of music was that?
It was like death metal. It was like,
oh shit,
he was like the dude, and he smoked weed, and I was already smoking weed at age 10, so like I was like into that.
Let's get into that real quick, dude. Wait.
I
mean, that's only a couple. That's only a couple years before me, but I want to know how a 10-year-old comes across it.
My cousin, and like he had access, and he was just like, "Let's get high," and I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he went for like this little like it was like my aunt and niece's little like pipe out of like it was like a nut, you know, like a tool. Like a fucking socket. I think it was made out of a socket, and it was like, it's like fuck this, and then he just grabs like the fucking 2-foot graphics bong or whatever with the clown on it, and we just like did like 20 rips out of that.
Shut the fuck up, dude! The first time, dude.
Yeah, and the rest was history, bro. Pretty much every day. Man. I took a year and a half off. That was cool, but then ended up back to it.
And
I love weed. Yeah, weed's awesome.
I do too, dude. So I actually took like 7 months off, and it was one of those things where I thought about it every day, but I was never jonesing for it. You know, I was just like, oh, dude, I felt this was my example, or not my, it was like how I explained it was I felt like my best friend moved out of the country and I'm not going to see him for a long time. You know, I'm like, I know he's out there. I know he's doing his thing. I miss him. I want him back, but I mean, he's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And then
you're like, he'll come visit, dude. It'll be all good.
But dude, that first night of after 7 months, I was like, oh yeah, dude. Nope. I still love it very much.
Nice.
But so at 10 years old, this is the thing, dude. It's like I had a cousin who wouldn't smoke weed with me until I found it on my own. I already knew that he was smoking weed and I was interested, but he's like, no, I'm not going to give it to you until you find it on your own. And then the day that I smoked, I'm like, dude, I found it, dude. And he's like, all right, let's do this. And it wasn't a 2-foot graphics bong though, but it was like one of those little fucking plastic. It was green and it had the carb in the back. You didn't even pull the bowl or anything like that. It was the old school style. You brought me back to another thing too, like taking a 13 millimeter socket and burn a hole in the side of a Pringles bottle and calling that a bong, dude.
Or like the fucking soda can, you just empty out the like soda can and then you just like kind of crinkle the top and then bash a hole in it with a pen or something.
Yep. Totally. That was like my main go-to was the can.
Yeah.
We got pretty like technological with it. We had our buddy Tommy back in the day. They would just come up with like new ways to smoke weed, and they're just like, dude, fucking. And the new one was dude, Sobe bong hits, dude. Take Sobe hits, dude. And what they did is they would like take remember when Sobeys came in a glass bottle?
Yeah, it's glass.
Yeah. So what they would do somehow is there's like these little square indentations of squares around the bottom. and they would fucking knock one out somehow, and they would
Oh,
just
wow.
knock it out.
Oh wow.
And then they would put a little bolt on the screw up on the top and make a little gravity bong. So you like fill it up with, you'd hold the hole, and then you'd basically let the hole go, and while you're lighting it, and it would just make a gravity bong, and it would fill the Sobe up, and like it would fucking I don't know why it just made you cough like way too much, and like so there was like, it's like a tough thing. It's like, dude, take fucking Sobies, dude. You're gonna take a Sobe.
So be it.
So be it.
Dude, gravity bongs were fucking crazy too, dude.
Just filling up
gravity
the bucket
bongs. And
2 liter bottle as a kid. Yeah. God damn.
Yeah. So
savage, dude.
Yeah. So smoking weed and playing drums since I was 10. Back to, I guess, the story. So fast forward, we were looking for a band name, and then my dad had this band he was going to start with this Italian dude, and he was like, dude, let's make it Scalafria. It was like Italian or Latin, meaning like a cold sensation or the chills.
Yeah.
And that got drawn up on these like cool like cardboard artboards and shit. And this chick, I wish I had the pictures right now, I would totally show you, but
yeah,
I should have it on my leg. This is like the original art. Let me see if I can. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna turn on this light and then flash my legs at you guys.
Whoa. Oh yeah, they're scraping down your leg
like 2 hands like scraping down. That was like the original art. It was on like a cardboard, and it looked way cooler than that. That was a tattoo that I got from a friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, since I just learned this right before we went live, Scalafria.
Yep, Scalafria.
Yeah, Scalafria. Anybody who is listening to this or watching this, think about the time you were at a show, or you're listening to music, or you're watching a movie, and the hair, something happens and the hair stands up on the back of your neck, or you got goosebumps. That's Scalafria as well.
Yeah, that's what it means.
That's what Joseph just. That's one fact that I've learned today that I will take from this. And now,
or like the feeling you get when somebody scratches their nails on a chalkboard, like that. Like,
so it can be positive or negative. It's just like that that involuntary experience that you get, you know.
And so over the years, my concept personally has just been more or less sound influencing state. Like whatever that means. There was like a shout out to the homie Ricky again that you remind me of. He made me read this book, or I listened to it, called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Whoa.
It's super crazy story. It's like super dark and like about like AI getting like sentient and then decides he hates the human race and decides he would abolish the human race, all except for 4 motherfuckers. And he devised a way to keep them alive and sit there and like torture them like for years and years and years. So these 4 people, the last people on earth, are in agony and just getting like all different types of ways of torture. And it just describes it with so much detail. But in any way, there's one of the like parts in it where it's like he like plays a sound and they just like fucking start like shrieking and they're just like fucking convulsing and like fucking like basically on the verge of death just from the sound.
Damn.
And I was like captured so hard by that.
Ricky said like in Spanish it means the chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, obviously Spanish and Italian are pretty linked.
Scalafria, but it's spelled wrong on the boards. That's why it was never used. Scalafria instead of starting with the E, like Escalafrio, like Frio at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like taken, and then we were like little brutal metalheads because of Jeremy and the band Dark Reflections. They got us into Cannibal Corpse, Dying Fetus, Suffocation, and what was it, Deicide. Those were the 4.
Talk about that first experience with death metal, dude. Like what it did to you. Like what were you listening to up to that kind of, you know, got you ready for some death metal, or did death metal come before?
Yeah, I had already been into like Pantera a little bit, and like what's it called, like Sepultura, like the good old school bands, Slayer, you know, Metallica and stuff like that. and we were getting into Slipknot a little bit, but then
were you guys finding it as friends together, or did you guys have was the older cousins or brothers or?
That was an era where Colby, the cousin that actually got me smoking, he was showing me a lot of like stuff like that.
Nice.
And I was kind of like into like ICP with him. He showed me ICP, and I was like
Right
a little
on.
juggalo kid.
I was into ICP for a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure. I think we all go through it a little bit.
Right.
They got some deep cuts and some funny songs. So, but
basement cuts to be exact.
Casey, weird saying that in front of Casey. Like, dude, by the way, Casey, you're one of my favorite drummers, bro. I seen you like at the Marquee Theater in Denver with Decrepit Birds so long ago, and I was like hooked on Decrepit like ever since then. So, cheers to you, man. Fuck yeah.
Thanks, Joseph. Hell yeah, dude. We'll be sure.
And I was like, oh shit, he's got the same last name with me as me, and he kind of like sits low, like back in his seat like me. And fucking, you were doing like single stroke rolls like me. Like it was like kind of reminded me of like me on crack or something.
You guys should do a 23andMe and see how close you guys are.
I know a couple Howards.
Yeah, a couple Howards in this podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
H is the 8th letter of the alphabet.
What is
H?
H is the 8th letter of the alphabet. You were talking about how 8 is like all common.
Explain this to everyone, because now we need the.
Explain that.
8 has followed me since birth. I was born August, so that's the 8th month of 1988. 8:08 in the morning. I was 8 pounds, 8 ounces. And yeah, it's pretty much just followed me.
And now it's episode 88, guys.
Yeah, and I'm on episode 88, so I'm super fucking stoked about that, guys. You have no clue.
Total coincidence.
Of course. Crazy. No, it's not a coincidence.
It lines up like it is, but no, it actually is like some weird shit, dude.
Yeah, it's just like weed. It finds me.
So put a quick placeholder in the story real quick, because I just want to take it off the rails for 1 second, but just to kind of bring in a new, fresh thing.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking about? I mean, the whole Pantera announcing a reunion today, because you said Pantera. I was thinking, I mean, obviously, like, it's, you know, it's kind of weird that he waits until after Vinnie Paul passes, and then he's like, oh, well, let's do a thing now. And I know that I think of Zakk Wylde. Actually, I was just reposting that we're live right now, and Matt Sotelo said that Vogue from Decapitated has to do it, or else I'm not doing it. And I was like, that's a good fucking pick right there. Either Vogue or Wes, because Wes Howe from Alluvial has that total Pantera style guitar
you could trace their styles back to it for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, still to this day though, dude, I don't think I've ever heard like any guitarist out there making like the sounds that Dime was making. Like he was like, just think of like the intro to like Revolution Is My Name, like those squeals and shit, like combining that wah with the whammy with the fucking pitch harmonics and fucking the wah or the whammy bar and the wah pedal. That shit was just like nobody makes those noises. I wish there was like a band that like does that, but there really just isn't.
I think like the first time, and that because I'm not a guitar player, you know, and like, but his style stood out for me.
I Wish You Were Here.
I could play some Wish You Were Here and fucking a Stain song or two.
Yeah, but man, his solos were just so fucking beautiful.
I was saying the end of Cemetery Gates, where Phil and him are having the back and forth. That was when I was like, oh, this guy knows how to fucking and that's the best part, where it's like Phil's like out after that. He's like,
I ain't trying that one.
I know the very last one.
That's what made him lose his voice.
I know,
right there. That's what did it. Right there. That song.
Yeah, he's
imagine
like
trying to play that song like fucking like 200 times because he toured on that album for like years.
Right. Yeah.
He's probably like no wonder his voice by fucking what was it like the third Varvion Driven was already shot.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
He started going towards the growls to kind of make up for the loss of his voice.
Dude, his growls in Reinventing the Steel were fucking beastly though. I love that shit.
That was like, and then like I saw him live, and he would just be like, "All right, I'm pretty much done."
I have mixed feelings about the thing though, you know, because one, it's obviously it's not fully Pantera, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we can't get the full lineup back ever, you know. So, but I'm also a person that never got to see that live. You know.
Me too. Me too.
I got to see it twice. It was
Yeah,
fucking
you
amazing.
guys.
Damn, lucky.
You guys are stoked, dude. And yeah, same thing with DK and PK. They went to the Morbid Angel.
I was there.
Yeah, so that's the one that I missed, and then that became like my last opportunity, you know.
Yeah.
So I've always, it's like one of those things where it's always like weighed on me, like, dude, you call yourself a metalhead and you never saw Pantera live, dude. Like,
yeah, same, bro. Same.
But so like there I am, like, okay, there's an opportunity to at least see half the band and these songs being played live, but I'll always think of, you know, what it would have felt like back then with the full lineup, you know?
Yeah, I would go and then I'd probably hate on it low key. I'd probably
probably be
I'll
scared.
still go. I want to see it. I want to see if they butcher it or what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the guitar player. It
really does.
Yeah, because I saw the Illegals, and I mean, it was cool to see the Illegals because you know, Mike DeLeon and stuff, and is like a friend and stuff, and he was like, "We're gonna play, come hang out," and I was like, "Cool." And then I go up to the merch, he's like, "We're playing all Pantera songs tonight." I was like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like I was like, and Phil got all sober, and so like his voice sounded like as close as I've heard it since, you know. He was in Pantera. Yeah, he was like, he wasn't all wasted on stage and like, he was like very like clear-headed and like just like pretty much nailed. And it was like a tiny venue, and it was not a chill pit to be near. It was like that place was getting like violent. But yeah, to see, it depends on the guitar player if I'm gonna see that. If it's like some like Joe Smith unknown person, then I'm like, why would I go to see, you know? But if it's like Zach Wilde or if it's Vogue or something, then I'm like, all right.
But I'd want to hear that drunk banter in between the songs, dude. Like Dan recently sent me a super.
He sent me that too.
Sent that? Oh, dude. Yeah. In the beginning, I was howling, but by the end of it, I was like, oh shit, this is a front man. Like this is like how you really control a crowd between songs as the guy on the mic.
He was being kind of a piece of shit in that show, though. I was like, it was kind of, I thought it was funny. He was just hammered at the time. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, guys, we're the fucking best ever," blah, blah, like saying shit like that, and like now he's just like, "Thank you guys very much." You know, like he's he's not so cocky back then. It was
he's much younger. We were all more cocky back then with a lot more.
Yeah, I saw Phil at Psycho with Down, and I have to admit I was really super happy.
During
that performance.
Definitely.
Oh, dude, Down. Yeah, of course that would be.
And they played Nola front to back.
That's right.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
That's
where I showed you Scalafria, I believe.
That's right. Yeah,
some hotel room.
Yeah, Dan Kenny's and I's hotel room. Yeah,
everybody was super drunk, but me. It was funny.
I don't know what's up, dude. We're like, we were just on fucking 11, and you guys. Are you going this year?
No, probably not. No. Maybe, but probably not.
I just
is there anything worth it?
Cephalic's playing again. I mean, Emperor, I would like to see, and there's some fucking hidden gems in there.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's
I
not
just
like
had like an opportunity last year that like will probably never happen again like that. So
yeah,
I was like, I'm going.
Cephalic's going, so it's going to be like the hang out with Cephalic for a weekend kind of thing, you know.
That was last time for me. Yeah.
I got a little.
I almost did the Black Metal Sabbath.
Oh shit! Professor's in those comments right now.
Adam Jarvis.
What up?
I believe ended up doing it.
That's good. That's
Joseph. He would pop in there beforehand, like back in like when we'd like be late to episodes and stuff, and I would be like, who is that person? I'm like, oh, it's a regular person in the chat. Fuck yeah! And I'm like, oh yeah,
it's Joseph. Yeah. What up, Joseph? Yeah. Cheers, bro.
We'll be on pretty soon.
We'll see your handsome face soon.
Killing it with Discourage right now. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, yeah.
Is he doing Violently Vomit right now?
Oh yeah, To Violently Vomit.
Yeah, I've been seeing videos of him. I mean, he's like in 27 bands, so it's
he came over. I hung out with him the other day.
I did a little 3 show run with To Violently Vomit.
Sick.
And we took like my mom's car, and we took Victor's little SUV and my mom's like fucking little SUV. Like she had a Ford Escape, and so we had gear and like 5 people in each car. And it was like we called it nuts to butts. He says, "I am Discourage." Yeah. So I don't know. Joseph asked Diego about nuts to butts. He'll probably remember. Those dudes were cracking up on that for a long time. And Ed did some sick pictures where he made us all cartoony.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because he's all into that shit. I don't know if he's still doing that, but shout out to those dudes too. Hell yeah, bro.
So let's
Fuck
get back onto the timeline, dude. So Scalafria was basically am I saying that right?
Scalafria, yeah, that's how we
Scalafria,
say it
right.
anyway. Scalafria.
Right. So that was what your first like real band was in high school.
That was my first band, and I was actually in that band for 18 years.
Wow.
And so me and my brother were kind of just doing
Before we do that, you never really talked about what it felt like to hear death metal for the first time.
Oh yeah, well, that was next level. I was like, yeah, like talking about Pantera and shit, and then the dude Jeremy showed us those 4 bands. The first song I heard, Grotesque Impalement.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck? I was like, listen to this drummer, because I was in jazz band now. I was like, got into high school. Like, fast forward, we met. Okay, so on my birthday, we met. I think 2002. We met Jaime Zamora, who became our guitarist. And so it was me, Jake, this dude, or my cousin Colby, and then a homie Alfonso Thompson, shout out, and Jaime Zamora. And so and then those dudes kind of backed out, and then it became like 3-piece. Once it all settled, it was 3-piece with me, Jake, and Jaime. And then Jaime's dad was like a Mexican dude, and he was like super religious, and he didn't like metal. So he's like, you're like disgracing my family. You're gonna move back to New Mexico with your mom. And so my parents actually believed in Scalafria so much that they adopted him, and then he ended up living with us for like 8 years. So he's like my real brother.
So his dad literally said, "You're out," and did they ever come like back together at all?
I think he he's seen him. They know each other and stuff, but like
that's crazy that your parents your mom adopted him, dude.
Yeah, mom and dad or both, or it had to be like both or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But right, yeah. So he ended up living at our house, and then we would just go. So school was sick in high school. It was like first period, second period were like math and like science or whatever. Then the third period was jazz band. Sick. And then we went to lunch and jammed to death metal and like smoked weed with the homies at lunch at the smokers corner. And then we go back to, I had marching band / wind ensemble. And then one more class, and then we go home and jam Scalafria for 2 hours. That was every weeknight.
Damn. So like half of your time spent is on just music, basically, dude.
Yeah, more like maybe even more. But we were playing every day, like a lot. We were little writing machines. We had 32 songs written, and we released 6 of them. And that was our first album, Ingenuity of the Death Machine.
So with that situation, you guys somewhat stayed out of trouble, right? Because you guys had a thing to keep you guys busy.
No, well, yes and no. Well, we had, like our mom got married and moved to Fort Lupton, which is like an hour away.
Yeah.
And my dad kind of moved in, assumed the house. It was kind of weird. They were divorced. My mom got remarried. My dad moved into the house so we could keep the house, so we could keep Scalafria going.
Wow.
Because that was like our band house. And then it was all about Scalafria back then.
Did you start introducing your homie as your brother once he was adopted?
Yeah, we were brothers. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what's up,
absolutely, dude. Yeah.
Because these guys are my brothers too. They might as well have been adopted by my parents,
Yeah. It becomes a brotherhood for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Later became like an abusive relationship, but that's later down this story.
Okay.
But
we're getting there.
So like it was like a pretty magical time. We had that album out. We were like killing it. We were like almost like selling out shows at like places like the Bluebird Theater or like the Ogden Theater in Denver, bigger shows. I feel like if we would have toured on that, we would have probably been up there with like all the other sick bands that are like from that time that are still kicking it today.
So since you're from, the Denver area and all that shit, how far into the rabbit hole do you realize To Fall of Carnage is a local motherfucking band, dude?
Well, we were fans, and then met Leonard at well, my dad actually met him we had this Ogden show where we headlined, and there was like 450 people for a local band. So
wow.
Leonard was kind of impressed, and so they agreed to play. They were about to release Anomalies at the time, and they had a Ogden theater show, and so they couldn't play any shows, so they agreed to do a show as Carniceria, and they played with us at this place called Bender's Tavern, and that's where I actually met Len. We have a picture of me, Jake, Jaime, and Len like this.
Sick.
All old school. That was like the first night I met him.
And how old were you then?
Like 14.
Fuck.
Something like that.
That's so rad.
And then he started calling me. He got my number. He started calling me, and he's like, "You want to come give me a ride to this house? You want to go and give me a ride to go slang weed to Dying Fetus?" Or something like that. Like, it was always random, but it was like always like, "Hell yeah, fuck yeah, I'll be right over." And it was like Leonard. I was like a fanboy too. Like, I was like a big fan of Cephalic. And then so like I was like fan, but then eventually just hanging with the dude like 2-3 times a week or almost every day sometimes, like me and Leonard became like best friends.
That's killer, dude.
And we actually ended up in a band called Legion of Death together.
Oh, so we played with you guys. We played with you, Severed Savior, right? There was a festival out in the Colorado.
Was that Denver Death Fest?
I think so. Archaic. It was in like 2012. Severed headlined it.
Yes, I think so.
It sounds familiar. Legion of Death sounds familiar, and I know that Leonard was the.
Well, so that's also a different story. That's also a cool little story. Their last gig before I joined their band was before I was born.
Whoa.
Jesus.
They're like an 80s thrash metal band. Like, apparently had like a pretty big following.
So they broke it, or they put it on ice before you were born, and then resurrected it
after. Well, so all right, so this is me and Leonard. Like, Leonard turned me on to them. He's like, I was like, this is heavy as fuck yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try and get him to do a reunion show. That would be sick. And I was like, yeah. And so I showed up at Leonard's house to go like just smoke weed and hang out one time, and then this dude Jeff was there, and he was like, he always did that every time he talked. So he was like, Leonard said you were gonna play drums for Legion of Death. I was like, what? I was like, I never said that shit. And then, but next thing I know, I'm down at the practice space, and I got 6 songs down.
Fuck yeah.
And then we just started playing gigs. We ended up, it was like 7 years, and we played those same like 8 songs for like 7 years.
Right.
Jesus.
We wrote 1 song in the whole 7 years, and we just were riding out those songs.
So it was those other songs were the ones from before you were born then?
Yeah.
True.
But we re-released them. There's an album, I think Peterson. Yeah, Dr. Peterson. I think he would have access. Fucking R.I.P. Jeff. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Oh shit.
At this point, but yeah, he ended up like giving away his guitar amps, pissing off his landlord, and then just like going like homeless on the Platte River for a while. And we'd every once in a while just see him randomly like downtown, or I'd see him like walking the street, and we'd be like, Jeff, and he'd be like,
huh.
Just in the sky. He'd be like, that's what I feel like he said. But then I was like eventually seeing like fucking like the RIP posts on Facebook and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he's dead. That was like some years ago now. Haven't talked to Mike in a while. Peterson's still doing good. He's just diehard Vikings fan. Shout out Peterson. Pito.
So, being that young, dude, and tagging along with Leonard, dude. Like you got a download, I'm sure, at that age, dude. Like a serious dump of information, because those guys already went through their whole careers and lives gathering all the good shit, and they're just probably feeding it to you, dude. Just like,
yeah, my whole like teenage life in my 20s was like stories of Leonard on tours and shit like that, and like going with Leonard to shows and getting in for free because he had a guest list pass from one of his homies that was in Suffocation or whatever. And so like I pretty much also like met all the homies that I've ever like idolized too. It's kind of weird through Leonard. It's kind of weird being in a band with Dallas the same way.
Right.
There's like
that's
super fanboy.
Well, yeah, I was
now,
fanboy
like,
when he was on
like,
too, dude. Having him on the show, I was like, oh, dude, we got fucking Dallas from Nile and Narcotic Wasteland. I was like, well, I forget what episode that was. It was in the first year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like one of the earlier ones. I was like, Dallas, dude, Cali death. These dudes want you.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to do it. It's like, all right, man, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time.
He's awesome.
Dallas was definitely one of my favorite guests.
Oh, totally.
Funny as shit, dude. That guy is hilarious.
That was like when I became officially comfortable with the podcast, because it's kind of a weird thing to do a podcast and look at each other's faces and do the thing we do. That was the episode where I was like, and like it was like me and Dallas like early or something, and like it was just me and him just hanging out like in this room, room, and I was just like, what's up, dude? How's it going? I was like, just like, this is sick. I wasn't like nervous at all. I was like, fucking Dallas, dude, how you doing? Man? I was like just super like not worried about who it was or anything. I was like, just want to pick your fucking brain, dude.
Exactly.
That was like, that was the episode where I was like, we're comfortable now. This is now.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating because he's like a celebrity and like also like a super shredder and like also like the fastest pick hand in the West.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah, we learned about his technique.
He brought out his guitar and shit. Yeah.
The dude, like, it's easy to play fast double kicks to it, because if I'm doing it right, like it sounds perfect.
It locks in,
goes like with him like perfectly. I've never had a band like so tight. Sick, I guess Jaime was good at that, but we didn't write shit that fast.
Yeah,
we didn't write shit that like just some of these songs like blast beat at 260 for 4 minutes. Go. Like fuck, dude. I need a montage. Like on what is South it? Park. Team America. Had a montage. Even Rocky had a montage. I had one of those.
Yeah.
I needed one.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because I could not fucking do those blasts at first. I was like, oh shit. But luckily, like I had just tried out for Decrepit Birth.
Oh shit.
Oh really? Crazy.
So I learned like there's one off of Axis Mundi that I learned. I already forgot all the songs. What's the one? Is it like the Suffering or something like that? Or the fuck?
Of Genocide?
Why am I drawing a blank? It's like a super blasty song.
Oh, is it one of the newer ones?
Like an older one. There was an older one. It was like mid-tempo blast, but it just went the whole fucking song.
Probably?
They're playing it. They played it last night. I just saw them last night.
It's gonna be Prelude.
Prelude to the Apocalypse.
I think about Infestation, maybe.
Yeah, that is Infestation.
Yeah, it's like kind of mid-tempo. Yeah.
I was in a band called Abolishment of Flesh, and we played a song called The Suffering. So I just always like get that song mixed up with that song.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you just threw out another band name. All right, we need to take it back to 14 again, because I need to see how you like blossom out from there, dude. Like, so death metal is starting to be the main part of your life. You're hanging with Leonard. You got you only had the one band at the time.
It was all Scalafria for the first like 10 years. It was me and the brothers fucking killing it, fucking like changing people's minds and shit. They were like, what the fuck? Who are these kids? And we were like kids too. So yeah, definitely I recommend going and checking out our first album, Ingenuity of the Death Machine. It was released by Dave Attero, who did Flatline Audio, or he's in Flatline Audio. He did Cattle Decapitation and like their last three, and he did the new Archspire, and he did the new Inferi.
Legion.
Legion. Yeah, he did a Legion recently.
Yeah.
That's the whole back of Dave Ottero's head, all the pictures.
Oh, yeah. So shout out to the back of Dave Ottero's head.
Yes.
What's up, brother? Fuck yeah. We're going to try and get Narcotic Wasteland in there someday. Hopefully.
Yeah. I didn't even know what
I'm
he looked like.
pushing for it. I love Dave.
Remember, I went to Jeff Hugel or Hugel. I don't know. Is it Hugel?
Huel.
I've known him for like 3.
I said Hugel on the
years.
episode, and he said it's Huel.
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 It's Jeff, dude. But he was like, he got me into NAMM in 2019. And I was just like fucking with my little group of people and stuff. And
I'm pretty sure I saw you there too.
Yeah. And I saw Jeff there, and I was like, "What's up, Jeff?" And I just see the back of David Terra's head. And then he like, and then he turns around. I'm like, oh shit, that's what he looks like. I didn't know what he looked like.
I recognize the back of that head.
Seriously, that's literally. They were
head.
in line. You know, like how NAMM will just have like there's like 4 alcohol places and just like huge lines inside because everyone's like trying to get their fix or whatever. And like I just see like they're in this humongous line. I just see the back of his head. I'm like, oh, there's Jeff. And I'm like, that head looks familiar. And this is my friend Dave. And I was like, oh, okay. What's up, Dave?
God,
I've heard about that dome.
So stupid, but so hilarious.
But anyways, yeah. So you're fucking. Is that you chugging some wine? Is it some?
Oh no, it's pomegranate juice.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, it looked like pomegranate.
That's healthy.
Juice.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Oh, he's got the. It's got the double barrel too, dude. You're serious
Damn.
about your
Double
double
boob.
barrel.
bubble.
The boob bottle.
double bubble.
Yeah,
dude.
no, I'm not a huge drinker, man. Like I've always been a weed smoker.
Yeah.
Like I made a rule because like the dudes were getting, Jake and Jaime were getting out of hand with that shit when we were like teenagers. And one time I was like, hey, y'all are kind of drinking too much. Y'all are acting stupid.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, whatever. You got a beer in your hand. And that was that. So every time I like made a stupid rule for myself. If they drank, like I wouldn't drink.
Oh, okay.
So and then we were like in party situations all the time. So I just pretty much never drank.
Yeah.
And like, so I was hanging around like drunk ass motherfuckers and just smoking my weed.
Definitely a smart move.
I have a rule like that with Dan Kenny. I'm like, if Dan Kenny ever stops drinking, I'm stopping drinking.
That sounds like a cop out, dude.
I mean,
Yeah,
if it happens, I'll be really put on my shit.
You're setting up something where you don't have to ever quit.
That's why it's like a good bet. It's like a good Vegas bet. It's like the odds are in my favor. But
so lots of just smoking weed and then going and hanging out with Leonard because like he's also like that. He smokes weed, so we just kind of like bonded and became like homies. Like he would always just call me, "Hey, you want to come fucking slang weed to fucking dudes of fucking I don't know, devourment or whatever." Yeah, let's go. Fucking I'll drive. And that was like the deal. Like he didn't like to drive, so I would pick him up and we'd smoke weed all the way there, all the way back, and while we were there, and it was cool. But I would learn a lot of things like tour lingo and just like who people are and shit like that, and like who the roadies are and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Like a recruit, or what do you call like the Hell's Angels guys when they're trying
an apprentice.
Prospect.
Prospect.
You're a prospect.
The prospect.
Yeah, it's giving you all the information and shit, telling you what's going on with the scene, but being like, but you got to do your rookie ass work too. You got to drive me around.
Well, he also got me into screen printing. Like I owe my career to Leonard sort of because he was like, come help at this little shop. What are you doing today? And I was like, just nothing, dude. We'll come over here and help these dudes stack shirts. Next thing, like 2 years later, I'm still working at the place.
Damn.
Wow.
And
then a few jobs in 10 years. It's been 11 years now. I'm still screen printing, still doing shirts.
Sick.
Do you have your own setup, or are you still helping them out?
I'm just working at shops now. Like I had my own setup, or I had my own business, and me and Leonard were kind of using the same setup, but that got taxing for me. Like when I lost my van, so I kind of had to just ixnay the business, and then I got out of screen printing altogether. I drove Uber for like a year.
Yeah.
And it was cool for a little bit until it wasn't.
Just handing your demos off to people, but dude, fucking check out.
What was the
I get that from Uber drivers.
Everywhere I went, like I was talking about Scalafria.
Yeah.
And then Legion of Death started. I played this Foothills Gut Fest. Shout out to Don Evans. He's in a band called Despise the Sun, which I'm actually doing a couple songs for right now as well, studio tracks for.
Nice.
Shout out to Don. We were at this Gut Fest, and Raymond from Abolishment of Flesh and his wife saw me play. They played that, and he played drums. He's a badass. He plays guitar. He sings. He could play his own drums. He writes his own drum. He's just like a do-it-all guy. Shout out Raymond. Hell yeah, cheers, bro. Yeah, like they approached me after that show. They were like, "Hey, I think you could do it." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, we got a tour coming up. It's like 3.5 weeks, and blah blah blah." I was like, "Okay, well, you guys are playing this other fest like near Denver. How about I'm also playing that fest? How about it's like a Pueblo fest, or we met me at the Pueblo fest, and then we played Gut Fest. That's right." And then so he's like, "Yeah, you guys are also playing Gut Fest. How about I just ride with you guys back?" It was like 2 weeks before the show started. So I actually lived at Raymond's house for like 2 weeks and just played and practiced every night with them until the tour. And then we did the tour.
The
And that was
abolishment,
pretty
guys,
cool.
you're saying that's for the abolishment. Is that what it is? Abolishment of the flesh? Is that what
Abolishment of Flesh.
Of flesh, and that's the band you're talking about when staying at that place for a couple weeks.
Yeah, Raymond. Yeah.
So, Gut Fest. That's what the fest was called that I played, dude. And I'm trying to think. There was
Oh yeah,
a couple.
Colorado Springs, Colorado.
And yeah, and is she the one who brought all the food for every? She brought like food. I'm thinking of there was a couple. One guy was in a band, and then he had his wife, and his wife brought like food for everybody, all the bands.
Like barbecue and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a grill. That's where I learned the grill trick. Like on the road, like I buy a little grill that fits under the seat. You just pull it out, put one of those little green propane things on that shit.
Yeah.
And fucking go to Walmart's instead of McDonald's and grab just meats and just throw that shit on in the parking lot of Walmart. There's your stop. We all eat for like $10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's the same thing of the fuck. I wish every time it comes up, they're like, "Have you toured through Fort Worth and stuff?" There's that family that's always there. It's the husband and wife. And by the way, I looked it up. It was Gut Fest 4 you guys played. It was the
severed one.
It was Jesus. What's today? 7/14. Oh, it was almost like a year. Like
10 years ago.
It
was 10 years ago.
Gut Fest. Well, okay, fuck, I found
2012.
It. It's Colorado Springs Gut Fest 4. Oh, yeah, because 7/22 Colorado Springs Gut Fest 12. So in 2012. But there's this.
Yeah, we had Victor in the band at that point.
Yeah, there's this family like in Fort Worth that literally every fucking show we went there, it was like an insane spread of just like all the best barbecue, and they just like we just give them our buyouts. They wouldn't even ask for it. They would just be like, "Yeah, this is what we do." They'd just be like, "If you want to stay, if you have a place to stay, if you want a place to stay," and they're just like every band that goes through there, like we played there with Danny one time. It was Suicide Silence. It was Suffocation. Our tour met up with Suicide Silence, and they just everyone in that band was just like, "Oh, what's up?" Yeah, because everyone knows them. They're just like this older couple. They're just like. They just sit there. They don't look. They're never like smiling. They're just like.
Well, when you're out on the road for a month too, dude, and you're eating all this, gas station food.
No, it's so refreshing.
Or the buyouts are shit around the venue, or the venue gives you a fucking cheese pizza and a fucking, a case of beer,
raunchy, greasy pizza.
Yeah.
Oh,
so then you show up to a place that has, somebody who cares that does that for you, dude. Those are the memories, that the memory bank that you will always take with you for the rest of your life. You're always going to remember that one oasis where there was these people that were so generous to give you like top-notch top show. What up, Professor
Joseph? What's up, Broseph?
Sorry,
Joseph the Broseph.
I see you sitting down there, and I'm like, "When's a good time to bring it?" And I was like, "I'll just bring it right now. Fuck it." Right.
No, but I'll just wrap it up and say that all you people who do that for the touring bands that come through your place, dude, you're heroes, you're saints, you're fucking great people, you're angels, you're all that great stuff, because those are the little moments that stand out with us when we're on the road.
And you're such in a blur on the road. It's like kind of like when you get treated like that, like I've forgot of that Suffocation tour probably, I don't know, like I've done like 3 tours of Suffocation. I remember like 9 shows that we've done, and that's definitely one that I mean someone could probably talk me into be like, "Oh yeah, this happened, oh yeah," but like that will be like a staple in my memory forever of just being treated like.
Yeah, I didn't even tour as much as you did, dude. And I still, if you put me on the spot right now and said, go through your dates on those 2 tours that you did, I'd be like, I remember this show, I remember New York. I don't know
the
what
beginning
number
and
that
end,
was.
maybe.
You know,
No, not even the end. Sometimes I don't remember the end of tours. I just remember like
I remember the end of tour because Bloodletting ended at the Pound, and it was just like
okay, that one.
I was
yeah,
actually
definitely.
I cried on the way home, dude. I was like, oh, dude, it's over, dude.
Yeah, that was. There's nothing like your first tour. I mean, also we got pretty lucky to tour with Deeds of Flesh and Vile and Decrepit when we were in Odious and for our first tour. But like, you get to go there. We don't know what to expect. Also, when we see like we played like LA and we're like, oh, it's sold out. Well, every show is gonna be sold out.
Yeah,
now, right?
yeah.
Like,
We were getting
and then it's
treated
like,
fucking great in California, and then as soon
and then
as
it's
we hit
then it's like
Arizona,
7
you're like,
people, 10 people, 5. It's like, and then it would just go like then reality hit, and we're like they're coming up to you like, hey, we don't know if we can pay you what we said you were gonna pay you. Like we're
there's
barely bringing
100.
on.
It's 105 outside. There's no AC,
Yeah.
and here's a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah.
And you're like,
exactly.
sick,
Yeah, those
dude.
are rough.
But those are the best tours, like your first time around the United States, with your friends. Like, you're excited, you don't know what to expect. It's kind of like every new place is a new adventure, and then when you start hitting the circuit, then it's like, oh yeah, I know so and so will be there. Well, like you're kind of like, it's kind of you're expecting like the first time you
Start
take
hitting the
mushrooms.
homies up.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
no,
hey,
yeah,
I'm coming to
definitely,
town. Come out.
definitely.
They'll be like, I'll
definitely.
be there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And the first thing I want to say is sorry I didn't make it to your show in Pomona in the spring, Joe, because that was like a Monday night show, and I had seen like shows on Friday and Saturday and maybe even Sunday, and I was like, I can't go out again to another 40-mile drive to a show.
Yeah, dude, no,
I
like
wanted
it
to.
was
I
like
wanted to see you, man.
for whatever reason, Pomona seemed to be like an hour away from everybody I know in California.
Yeah.
I know they kind of sell it as being like LA, but it's like an hour outside LA. It's
Yeah.
like
But it's
Yeah,
the
it's not
Glass
LA.
House. The
Yeah.
Glass House is a cool venue. They book
Glass
a lot
House,
of
yeah.
sick shows there. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did merch for Cephalic Carnage on like a Between the Buried and Me, Job for a Cowboy Cephalic tour, and that was the place we played. They played anyway. I was just merch that tour, but Glass House was the place. I was like, what? We're playing at Glass House?
That's where
I
Bill broke his
remember
leg
that
too.
place.
Yep.
It was like 2011 or some shit that I did that.
Yeah,
Nice.
we played there with
I was like-
Black Dahlia, and it was fucking huge. It was like, I mean, because we played the night before in LA, and so we're like, then we went to the Pomona. I was like, well, sick. Like, take your choice, I guess. Like, which one do you want to go to? But they both were amazing attendance, and that's like, it's kind of like a rundown, beat up place, but it has this kind of cool vibe to it. It's like, I mean, most places in death metal, we're not playing like, like fucking the Ritz-Carlton stage. We're usually like in the worst part of the neighborhood, like or the fucking downtown area. Playing like this one place. It's like, all right, come in. It's like,
Hey, yeah, but dude, that's like that kind of gives it the character too.
It does,
though.
for
Like,
sure.
It makes you
Yeah.
feel like you're part of like a secret club, And this is the only place in this fucking shit town that will accept our secret club for the night.
Yeah, that's why it was so
Yeah.
nerve-wracking to play like those Summer Slaughters and some of the like Black Dahlia shows, because it would be like actual like all the House of Blueses and all like the nicer places, and it's just like shit. It's like good sound and people are like, it smells good outside. This is fucked up.
We played a super last minute show with Black Dahlia. It was like 2008 or something, 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was like I was in school, and like we get a call from Leonard, like, "All right, you guys want to open up for Black Dahlia Murder tonight?" We're like, "What? Tonight? What? Okay."
Tonight.
Yeah, and then like we're
Jesus.
like, it's not gonna happen." It was like in the morning when he told us that, and then so like we didn't hear nothing by like 5 o'clock, and we're like, it's not gonna happen.
Whoa.
Then we get a call. It was John.
Where are you,
Campaignin.
motherfuckers?
Shout out to the bro, John Campaignin. He was the guitarist of Black Dahlia at the moment.
Oh,
But he was
John,
like, "Hey, where are you
Kevin,
guys
yeah.
at? Like, you guys are gonna be next." We're like, "Oh shit!" So we load up our gear and we like,
Oh my god.
we thought we weren't gonna make it. We hit a train. We hit every red light, like on the way down to the venue. We got there and they're like, "Yeah, you're up." Like, we went straight from our car to the stage, and there was like 600 people there. I was like, "What the fuck?"
But
That's
you
like one
guys
of those
were you guys
reoccurring
were
nightmare
locked in
dreams.
though, because you guys played all the fucking time.
Yeah. It
right?
was easy, but
Yeah.
still, we were like, "Oh shit, are we doing this?" And like, we did it, and that was a sick show. It was like loud. It was a loud crowd that night.
That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, it was just fucking funny. We're like, so we actually got offered, like, Leonard hit us up for Neuromorphic. Fast forward to like this last year, we were supposed to play that Suffocation show, like
Yeah.
that came through Denver when on their last tour just now, like this year. And then we were like, it's gonna be another Black Dahlia situation. Watch. And we didn't end up playing it, but we were ready that time. We like had our gear loaded up and shit already.
Yeah,
like,
just like
just in case if we get a call, it's gonna be like time to go.
That's such a reoccurring nightmare. Like I was talking about those reoccurring nightmares of like everything going wrong, like getting like, all right, where are you guys at, dude? And you're just sitting on the couch at your house, like, what the fuck? Like, dude, you're about to play for 700 people. Where the fuck are you? He's like, shit, and then you hit all the red lights, and then like the one train a day like catches you, and I'm like, yeah.
Let's get hippy dippy for a second, because you're saying that the first time you guys weren't, you guys had to load it up super fast, and then all the lights and all that kind of shit, and get down there super scrambled and get there and do it. And so this is like the universe coming around again. Like, did you guys learn that lesson the last time I gave it to you? And you actually did. And then the universe is like, all right, well, we don't need to fuck with
Cool, you got it, but you don't get the gig. I didn't want to play that gig. I did not want to play that gig.
Yeah.
I just got back. It was like 2 days after I got home from the Malevolent Creation tour with like 6 weeks of playing Narcotic, like super tight, like just like dialed in, locked. And then we were gonna play a show with no practice.
Yeah,
like I'm kind of good for Suffocation. They saw us in Brooklyn. They showed up at our Brooklyn show, and they were like, "Oh, you guys are sick!" Like pinching my tip. I was like, "Are you serious? You guys are Suffocating. You guys are like the dads in this industry. Like you guys are Papa Suffocation here."
Exactly.
Like, you know, like fucking.
Yeah.
And then like. To justify that term, like I saw them and they were like, so they're always so next level when I see them. I almost forgot like how good Suffocation really is until I saw them like at the Roxy Theater in Denver. Shout out to Zach and Swing News.
Plenty of Scalafria happening for me at every Suffo show, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I told him the name Joseph and what it means.
And I'm gonna use it like 17 times before we're done.
Dude, so,
I got to tour with Scalafria. Was that your last tour that you guys did? The
with
Fields of Elysium
Scalafria? Yeah, because we ended up doing just a couple one-offs. We did the Portland gig after that, and that was like the Jaime's exit. That was Jaime's exit from the band.
Okay.
Some shit went down on that trip, and
yeah, you kind of alluded to that.
But when
I thought that was the venue. The venue's name was Jaime's Exit. I thought I was like, oh, Jaime's Exit.
Oh, right, yeah.
That sounds like a pretty decent.
Yeah, if you said that was a venue, I'd be like, oh, is Exit like 13?
It was a venue.
It was Jaime's Exit.
There was a venue called Jaime's in Denver.
And
then it got changed like 3-4 times, and it became Bottoms Up Tavern, and then it became like Wyatt's Torch. And yeah. There was a place called Jaime's in Denver, which is weird that you would say that. I thought you actually were talking about it. I was like, how do you know?
No, I just made it up.
Fucking funny. But yeah, so we got to tour together. That was when I met Joe, and we're only on the tour for a week. You guys did another week without Transcend the Realm. We like hopped off once we got back to California.
No, we did 3 shows.
That's the Nuts to Butts tour? Is that what you
We did 3 more shows.
Oh yeah.
No, that was like Nuts to Butts is before I ever met Joseph. Scalafria did like 3 shows with Too Violently Vomit.
That was like 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was long ass time ago.
Yeah.
Jaime's Exit.
Nice. The tour I did. Except not a drunk. Tour I did was January 2018, I think. Yeah. That was the last Transcend the Realm gigs as well.
The DTF tour.
Yeah, Devastating Tonal Frequencies.
Yeah, Death by Sound. That's what we were trying to go for.
And
same thing.
That was fucking killer, dude. And
I love that tour.
We're gonna get into that tour, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's right now. So that was with Scalafria, Fields of Elysium with Petrie on drums.
Yep.
And you guys, Transcend the Realm.
Yeah, and we rolled out and started the tour in New Mexico and Santa Fe, which is a fucking killer city. Santa Fe is rad. And Andre and Quana from Fields of Elysium hosted us bands at the beginning of the tour, and they just have like the death metal house. Like it is so nerdy, like death metal,
all the
like,
action figures and shit.
All the action figures, and it's just like fucking every wall is like a Job for a
Tour
Cowboy or Rings of Saturn poster, flag, or whatever. It's like every single room of every room. Yeah, so
they have the Fury shower curtain and or the Archspire shower curtain, and
I'm like my sense of style has been ruined by death metal. Like whenever I like move into a new place, I'm like, yeah, dude, you put death metal posters everywhere.
Yeah, where am I gonna put these posters?
Shit, yeah.
And then I'm like, and then you're like, I get to your later 30s, you're like, yeah, dude, I want to put death metal, and I'm like chicks come over there all like sick, dude.
My newest poster that I got was from the Professor, the last Elysium one, and I'm like, when I get my man cave, dude.
yeah. Man cave is what it's for. Like, not like the main living room. I mean, when you get older, it's like the main living room, just like a random like some tour passes and like a fucking thing. It's like then people are just like, all right, dude, we get it, dude. Calm.
My man cave.
Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah,
dude.
Hell yeah,
that, dude.
Play a skank beat.
It's like doing kickflip.
I don't have like a
I'm just kidding.
camera mount.
I'm just kidding. You can do whatever the hell.
Oh, I was about to
play something that you've. Oh, it's a cowbell. Yeah.
Play Billie Jean.
Oh yeah.
Play whatever you want if you want.
Oh yeah, the flags on the ceiling, dude.
What?
Yeah,
I was just hanging the flags on the ceiling. Remember that was like a move. Like
I just put more posters on the ceiling. Like there would be.
Yeah, no, this is pretty much just like
a Cradle of Filth picture with like a chick.
The lights. I like the lights. I like the lights and just kind of simplicity. Nowadays, it's got like soundproofing.
It's like I soundproof this room, so like I drywall and insulated over the drywall and insulation. And then I hung these Home Depot blankets with staples.
That's what I used to do. Those ones.
Yep. And then this blanket that my mom made. She like.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's a sick fucking thing in the middle.
That's
that skull thing is sick.
Oh, and the skull thing that my mom got from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, when she went. She brought me that shit.
That's super sick.
And like a super sick like peace pipe. With like skeleton and it's like bones and shit, and it's like but it's like a peace pipe. It's pretty sick.
I
don't have that in this room.
Mama's sick, dude. She knows what's up.
Parents are awesome. Moms, love you, Ma. Love you, Dad.
Yeah, everybody.
Both of you, if you guys are listening, I'll send them a link later. They can watch.
You know what I just remembered is that wasn't actually when I met you, dude, because we actually Transcend the Realm played in Denver.
Bar.
Yeah. And you guys
with Harley Quinn?
Yep. And then Infaseer played that show.
The
too.
twins. What are the twins? Vile. Vile. Descent.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember.
I was gonna make a name
on
of
that.
Kevin.
Violentropathy?
No.
I'm just making it.
Vile Descent. They were a thrash band.
But yeah, anyway.
But from your guys' hood, from LA area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's when we first like met you guys, and we were just like a death metal band and nobody knew out in Denver, and then you guys were all sick and like hung out, and then we were like, oh, Denver's sick, all the bands here are great, and then then we got to connect
for that show. My friend Tony, shout out again, Tony B Disease TBD Productions. He was like, you want to play with these guys? And he sent me a link, and that was your first album.
Oh, nice.
Man, I love that album. I still jam that album. Fucking
really?
Sick. Yeah. That's bangers, bro. I love all the songs. But anyway, I was like, hell yeah. So like when I got to the Bar show, I was like chatting with Christian right away because I was just about to book a tour because I just did the tour with either Abolishment of Flesh or Rottenness from Mexico. And I was like tour hungry. I was like, I could book this. You know what I mean? I could book one. And so that's why I was like, hey, I need a package. And so like you guys, just as soon as I saw you guys, I was like, this is the band that we're going to play with. Then I also already had Fields in mind because every time since we were like, I don't know, 2010 or something, 2012 or something, we would play in New Mexico and Fields would end up on the bill. And those dudes always just made us look bad. They were so sick. They were just so good.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, that's the DTF package. Right. We came up with that later, but
it was so fucking fun, dude. I remember hanging in Andres and like someone threw on Cynic, and we're just like, everyone here is a fan of Cynic. Like, how often is that going to happen? You know, like 20 people all like singing along to fucking Space for This or whatever. And
dude, yes.
Yeah, and then we just raged it for a week, and all the shows were super fun. And that was like the first time, because we had done like little tours, and it was always like us by ourselves with locals, and then it was like, oh, this is what it's like to be on a tour with other bands, like, and you get to see the same people every
Joseph,
time.
you know Ricky.
Which Ricky?
Pedrosa Winkler, our old singer.
The singer. What's up?
Yeah, doesn't he remind you of him?
He's talking about me, Professor.
Yeah, kind of a little bit like of a short metal singer guy. Yeah,
he's
not
more
super short.
He was
dude.
Like Ricky is short, but Anthony's only how
I'm like 5. I'm almost 5'8", almost.
Okay, yeah.
Dude,
like,
sometimes I've watched like a few
change.
Cali Death podcasts, and like sometimes when you just start like rambling and talking, you just remind me of Ricky so much.
Hell yeah, dude.
I can see
sounds
it.
like an awesome dude.
Yeah, Ricky was
he's cool. Yeah, he's a bro. I almost went and hung with him tonight. I guess he lives with Jaime now, which is weird and just a small world.
There's a lot of doppelganger action going on in this episode.
Right.
We got Joseph, and then we have Howard, and then we have Casey Howard, and we have Joseph. So your combination.
Joseph, Howard.
Okay, so
my middle name's Joseph.
Ricky.
My middle name's Joseph.
Guys like Anthony.
Joel's the only one out.
Yeah.
Well, actually, where's Joel fit in this whole thing?
Where'd Joel go? Joel went to take a shit.
I forget his middle name.
But also shout out to Ricky Avocado 420 in the comments.
I think his middle name starts with an F. That don't quote. I'll bet it starts with an F when he comes back with
Joel F. Horner.
And the 88 thing. And the 8 thing. There's a bunch of coincidences this episode. It's like the Twilight Zone episode.
The 88.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Joseph, I told them that I was born on like August. So it's the 8th month of 1988.
Episode 88. Your birth year.
8:08 in the morning. And it was like I was 8 pounds, 8 ounces.
Oh shit.
That's what my mom told me. I was like, cool. And then like 8, just like I always notice it.
Like,
8's cool because it turns out infinity. Yeah.
Could be like the
Oh, okay.
Could be the superhero mask. How does that like the backwards? I can't even do it now.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I was like, why can't I do that right now? Because
whoever's in the lay down game, or bird out of the nest game, you better fucking lay down on the ground right now. DK better be watching right now. That's a game that once you're in for life, dude. If somebody does that to you, you got to lay down on the ground no matter where you're at. Public bathroom, you got to lay down. If you watch somebody do that, what I just did, so DK, you better not be watching right now because you better lay down. All right, enough.
What
Donkey Kong.
Sorry, what is happening? Wait, what?
The thing that
I don't know.
This for the listeners.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I'm back.
Oh.
If there's a game that if you're in that, you gotta, if somebody sees that, they're through the video, they gotta get up from watching our podcast right now and lay down on the ground in their living room.
But who's playing the game?
Okay.
How many people you think?
I'm in it. I'm in it for life.
Okay.
Are you gonna go lay down or
DK's been getting me for years, but I've been getting him too, dude.
Oh.
In like restaurants, you'll be in a nice restaurant and some decent clothes, and I'll just throw it at him real quick, and he has to get up and lay down in the people are looking at him laying down on the ground.
What the fuck are you doing?
just does it?
Well, you have to. If you just handshake into the game, you have to. Don't be a bitch. Lay down on the ground.
You guys are just like eternally in the fraternity.
I'll be doing it in the afterlife too. All right, enough of that.
So they wanted to know what your middle name was, Joel.
Franklin.
I could have told you that.
Starts with
Oh, it was F.
Why didn't you tell me earlier? I said it started with an F.
The H. Well, last name's Horner with the 8.
Franklin,
8th letter of the alphabet.
Oh yeah.
I had to piss. What are you guys doing?
We're just talking names and actually went too long on a game that I tried to explain.
Wait, hold the last comment.
Everybody looked at me like I was a fucking idiot. All right.
Make everybody at the wall of death lie down on the ground.
Yeah. That's gonna be our
there
version.
you go.
That's gonna be our version, dude.
I think I've already seen that. People are doing like weird ones now.
Joseph on top. Have you heard of the cockroach? The in the crowd.
I was like, I'm not the Joseph on the top.
No,
anymore.
Jill's messing with me.
I said
I have not heard of that. No, what is that?
Oh, dude, we should. Can you pull possibly the professor? Can you find that
Cockroach?
Remember the moshing? The people that do the cockroach.
Oh, the cockroach where they lay on their backs and they go like this.
Like,
It's like that's a Japanese thing, right?
Oh,
It's like,
yeah,
Viscera
like in
Fest.
It's like a
Japan?
grind. It
Yeah,
seems like
exactly.
it's a grind.
It makes it even
situation.
cooler, dude.
it's like
let me
it's like
see.
something like this. It's like Viscera, and it's something like this.
Well, you see the push-ups like Party Cannon and bands like that are really awesome.
I would say
Homie said he was like rowing a boat in the
Yeah, I've
pit,
seen
and he
that,
got
yeah.
like the entire pit to sit down and row boats with him
so
in the middle of a
sick.
fucking
Yeah.
pit the other night.
That
At
is-
darkest hour, I think he said.
Oh,
That's
okay.
so rad. I love
to bring
that.
it and cross that over your homie Leonard from Cephalic and Joel's recent explanation of their version of the Wall of Death, dude. It's the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just making shit up. He was just like,
Yeah,
He's
like
all- I wanna-
making
he's-
so many rules that nobody can remember
Oh,
what
that's
you're
right.
supposed to do.
I was like the
Then
only
just
one.
saying
I feel
go.
like I was the only one that got it, and I was like crying, laughing. It was like he's like, I want a singularity wall of death where everyone like fucking like, and he goes, all right, go, and just like goes right into it, like doesn't even
Everybody
give
in the
anyone a chance.
back left corner. You spin,
I
do,
was
a,
dying.
do a whirlwind into it.
No, I love Leonard's
Yeah.
Leonard's improv on stage is some of my favorite shit I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
he's
some
like
of
a master showman for sure.
Yeah. If
His
once you
lyrics are
understand
always
him,
super like crazy and thought out.
and once you understand him as a person, it's so much more funny. Like
Yeah.
because you don't know if you're like, oh, it's a serious death metal band if you don't know Cephalic that well, and like you go like, oh, well, I don't know, it's kind of he's weird, like weird guy on stage. But then like once you know him, you're like, it's the funniest. It's like Norm Macdonald, like a comics comic. Like once you like understand him, like you're like everything he does is like hilarious to me. I can't.
Yeah,
say-
once you realize that everything he says to you, whether he's got a serious face on or not, is a joke, then you kind of like you start to catch him. You're like, wait a second.
yeah. You have to
This
say wait a second a lot with him. when he's talking to you.
Skinless. What's his name? Sherwood. That dude was
Sherwood.
a funny
yeah.
dude on stage too. Where they'd
the
be
singer.
doing like wrestling, bring people up on stage and do wrestling moves
Yeah.
on them and shit.
That's another dude from Denver that I kind of idolized over the years that I like pretty cool with now.
Sherwood.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's from Denver.
Oh no shit! I always pegged
Yeah.
them as New York. Oh, did he move to Denver or was he always?
No,
from
he's
Denver?
been in Denver like as long as I can remember.
Skinless is New York, right? Though
I
Right?
think so, but yeah, Sherwood live in Denver for sure.
I always
For
just
Sherwood,
thought he was from New York with them. The Sherwood.
for Sherwood.
Yeah, he was for Sherwood.
Sherwood.
He was at one point the guy that I was like, oh, that's a guy I want to like,
Yeah,
work to
brutal
be,
as fuck.
you know.
That was like the first band I saw do a Wall of Death. Actually, was Skinless, and Sherwood's go was so heavy. He's like, go.
Yeah,
It was like
he was
whoa,
jumping
fucking
off of fucking
brutal.
off of cabs into the crowd and shit. He was like, yeah, those types of energies, as me as a front man, I can never like have that much energy, to do everything that those guys do. But like Leonard, he's powerful in his voice and his banter in between. I mean, he gets down at times for sure, but like not jumping off shit like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for
Muted,
sure.
totally muted. So like he has these moves where he's kind of like by himself, like just kind of in the corner,
Yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
right next to the drums, kind of thing. It's like that's like I've
He does
seen
his
him,
little
like,
air guitar.
Yeah, his little air guitar. Yeah, he's got all the moves. Yeah, a tour with Cephalic. I watched Cephalic every night, and I was like, fucking loving it. He would say that's one thing about Leonard too. He would say different shit every night. It wasn't just like, all right, like the intro to this song is blah blah blah. He'd just be like, I want everyone to chant Cthulhu. Everyone's like, what? Like, he just like, and it would just be like, it would be some off breed off the main thing that he was kind of getting at, but he would always change it a little bit, just for
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, he would always have a joke, and I would hear that he would tell me the joke, and I would laugh at it. But then I would also, because I'd be hanging with him throughout the day, like I would hear him tell that joke to this dude, and then I would hear him tell it to
that's a
this
daily
chick,
joke.
and I would hear him tell it to this dude
Right,
over here,
right,
and I
right.
hear him tell it to this band member.
It's
And I would
because you
see
laughed at it
everybody's fucking reaction
you
throughout
laughed
the
at it,
day of
dude.
the same joke.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he would use that joke on stage live.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
it would make it to the stage.
I'm like, this
Enough.
motherfucker's telling that joke on the stage. Hell yeah.
He's secretly seeing how many people will laugh at it, dude.
My favorite was like he did like a decrepit.
Dude.
It was like him with decrepit birth with a Bill doing a interview, and Bill like doesn't have his voice or whatever, and Leonard's the interpreter, and like he just comes up with like
that was a funny one, dude.
Yeah, just like
That's a
at the
classic
very end
to
he's
me.
still like, what's your biggest influence? Blah blah. He's like, I don't know, probably the singer of Meatloaf. He's all, you mean Meatloaf? Like, I don't know, just like he's all, I don't know, the guitar player from the Jay Giles band.
Right out of hell.
Sick. Like just throwing like random people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just
super
freestyle.
random.
He's all like, decrepit birth. We want to play with Van Halen, but they won't let us land our helicopter.
Sam
Like, we're
Hagar or Sam
Yeah.
or Van Hagar or Sam Halen.
Sam Halen.
He would always tell me that.
Anyways, jeez.
Like Van Hagar or Sam Halen.
I saw one today that was pretty funny. It was someone with David Vincent, and someone in the comments was like, "Oh fuck, that's cool. You got to hang out with Goth Brooks." And
God, Brooks.
Oh,
he has the the cowboy stuff going
Right,
on. I was
right,
like,
You guys
Goth
heard the
Brooks?
country album he released or
Wow.
no?
I haven't actually. No.
You gotta check it out. I'm not gonna tell you
So it
any
actually
opinions
makes
on it.
even more sense then, dude. When you
Well, that's what
Yeah.
made it funny. It's like he's like this country dude. It's like, fuck yeah, Goth Brooks, dude. It's fucking sick, dude.
He
That
showed
is
up to our
great,
Jen
man.
Torture show
Oh,
because he was like
right.
married to Jen.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, so like he was there hanging out. I didn't actually go rap to him or nothing. I think I just like shook his hand or something quick. But yeah, he was there. I was like, oh shit, I know who that is.
That's usually
But
what I
yeah,
do
he
to
was
those kind of
super
people.
cowboyed out. Yeah.
He was cowboyed out at NAMM. Yeah, he was walking around NAMM like that.
Yeah. Oh, you went to NAMM this year?
Nah, that was 2019 last time I went, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you were there too. We hung out that time.
Yeah, I went 2022.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't go that
2019,
year.
I think I hung out with Christian.
Hell yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Christian.
Oh, remember we had a little tour reunion that year. We all met up.
Yeah, at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Which
Max's bar he worked at, right?
Yeah, the brewery. It was
Yep.
he doesn't work at that brewery anymore, but it was a spot in like North Tustin.
Do they have
near
NAMM on Harbor in Anaheim, down from near Disneyland? Is that where it's at?
It's near Disneyland. It's like
Anaheim Convention Center.
it's basically like it's a convention center that they expanded heavily only because of NAMM.
And there's like a Marriott and a Hyatt right next to it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And there's always parties like in the Marriott and the Hyatt.
Yeah.
Right. That
Yeah, after parties.
Marriott actually has a dope downstairs bar and pool
Yeah,
area.
that's where we were all hanging out pretty much most of the time, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm like Devin Townsend would be down there. All the Meshuggah dudes would be down there, and like, cause, yeah, it was just like all this like little table, and we just fucking go in and out of it. But anyways, yeah, NAMM's I don't really. Ola said something that kind of fucked me up, and just not to take it too far off, but he said that because NAMM just happened last month, and it was like because of COVID that decided to happen in June, which meant that no one went. Pretty much. I mean, it was like people went, but it was like 1/10 of a normal NAMM, basically. As
Yeah,
far as,
my
like,
company didn't go.
Yeah.
Soultone didn't go,
Well,
so I didn't go.
it's fucking tour season, you know. It's like the winter's perfect because it's like, you know, it's January. Not everyone's like hitting the fucking slopes on the fucking roads. You know, they're not.
Right.
Since
you
they had
know?
one in 2020, it had to have been before April or whatever. So.
And just and what's it called? Ola said, I think my prediction is Ola England. He was like, I think that there's not going to be another NAMM. I think it's done.
Really?
And I was like, holy shit. I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that.
But I mean,
maybe
I
something
doubt it.
similar
I highly
might
doubt
take
it.
its place.
Yeah.
Maybe something similar might take its place. You know.
Or it's just going to be like a way more downsize of what it used to be because they kind of like put it in the middle now. They should have just waited till 2023.
The
and done it in January.
nerdery never
The
stopped.
heyday's
though.
over, yeah.
The nerdery never stopped. That's
But the
what
one
those
thing about
conventions
NAMM though,
were
like
for.
that I did learn about NAMM, you know, the whole NAMMthrax thing, like it was like everyone got
Spreader.
sick from it.
It was a
So
spreader,
like
yeah.
with that,
I
mixed
feel
with,
like
Not of
me-
COVID. I'm just saying the spreader of.
but just like
disease
that
in
mixed with
general.
COVID in the
The
background,
virus
it's like
in general.
everyone
I
already
feel
got
like
sick
all of us
from
got
it.
COVID from NAMM.
Well, dude, think about it too.
Yeah.
You guys are partying
much.
a couple days in a row.
Yeah.
Not sleeping well. That's where all that shit happens, dude. If you party, I get in my adulthood for sure. I could definitely say that more times than not, like my immune system finally lets go.
But NAMM is excessive because it's so many people from all over across
and
the
you're
world
being exposed
touching
to
the
all
guitars.
people. Yeah,
Same the
all over
same
the
guitars,
world too. People
all
come.
the drums, all the
it's like
instruments.
hanging out
Everyone's
in an
touching,
airport for 3 days,
shaking hands constantly. Everyone's shaking hands all day. It's like, and even back then it was like fucking. It was hand sanitizer everywhere. This is way before COVID. It was like hand sanitizer everywhere because everyone knew that you get sick from this shit because someone comes in with like a contagious something and then it just spreads. Like, you touch a guitar that they get touched and you're fucked.
How many people used to go? What do you think the attendance was?
100,000.
Yeah, about 100,000
at least.
So how a percentage of those people are just like, I'm sick, but fuck it, dude.
And they're flying from all over the world.
I'm not.
Or
not
just like
missing
from
it,
all over the world though. So like they
Yeah.
might not even feel sick, but they might have some shit that'll fuck me up because I ain't exposed to their city.
Right.
Yeah.
You know how when you travel, you just tend to get sick from everybody else's like little flus and stuff.
Yeah,
that's why they give you shots and stuff when you
constantly,
travel.
dude. Everybody.
So just imagine everybody's little fucking flus and sicknesses from all over the world, all in one convention center.
Yeah,
Totally.
pretty much everyone I knew got sick.
It's a petri dish.
Yeah,
I did not get sick, but all my roommates got sick.
Yeah.
I brought it to them.
You could say
you guys
you don't drink that much.
Yeah, you're all fun. You're all like not drinking. You're like
I was drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I drink just like not around those dudes.
Yeah.
But I was drinking. I just a lightweight as fuck, dude. I drink one beer. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it. I'm all like extra smiley and shit. Or extra quiet. There's a point where I just get quiet. I'm just
That's
like,
funny. Like smiley
and
quiet is usually what people get when they smoke weed. Like people who don't normally smoke weed, they take a hit and then they get quiet and giggly.
Maybe I should have NAMM in Amsterdam, just called Amsterdam. Anyways,
Amsterdam or Namsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah.
Or in Tampa, Florida, in Nampa. That's too close.
Tampon.
Or maybe in Napa. I'm just kidding. So we haven't even gotten into like you and getting like how you met Dallas and shit like that.
I know we're like master bullshitters here.
Oh yeah, we're the best.
Hey,
but you kind of segued it perfectly because I was at NAMM. My phone died at NAMM, and then I sat like on the wall in the front, the front like a lobby where they have like the coffee place. Like I was kind of sitting next to a outlet like on the floor, and I was just scrolling. And shout out to Mike Caputo.
Hell yeah.
Rings the Saturn drummer, sick drummer.
Yeah, he's been
I have a shout out for him too.
Brand of Sacrifice right now.
Can I interject? I just bought Foot Blasters triggers using his coupon code. So shout out Mike for that 15% off discount. Yep.
Nice. How you liking those?
They haven't arrived yet. I'm gonna see how they're like. Yeah, those are gonna be my first pedal mounted triggers, and I'm trying them out.
They've been unfortunately discontinued for me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I found a better one. They kept like, I don't know, those things were flimsy. At least my pair was super flimsy, and it's held up by a little tiny like aluminum thing. Then you could adjust, and then whoa. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
It's not you.
But I get it. I understand what just happened. Okay, yeah, like held up by a little thing, but when I kick it, so the pad is like right here. Yeah. And so the pedal comes down and kicks it and just like pushes it down. Like eventually, and then like I got like
hit harder.
I kick the head before I kick the trigger.
Oh, okay.
It just keeps pushing it down, and then it's just like that. So I don't know. I tried the on trigger one. And it's like just like the Foot Blasters, but the metal piece is like thick and like it's like a beefy trigger. So I'm gonna just like recommend those.
That makes sense. I haven't tried either. I just know Mike and also George Coleus endorses Foot Blasters, and I'm like, I've heard like a bunch of opinions from a bunch of people, and I'm like, I'm not gonna know unless I try them all. So I just
like what Joseph said too. Joseph Guest said that like it could be. Sometimes you get defects in anything. Like it could be, totally. You get a guitar.
You can call me
with
Joe.
Fucking warped.
Yeah, call him Joe. That's how we did it on tour. Or
all right.
Yeah,
or
you can't call him Howard.
I typically just have people call me Joe. Most people that know me call me Joe.
But anyway, so shout out Mike, and I'll try them out. And so you're
Oh, yeah.
chilling, and then you see him on your feed or whatever.
Oh yeah. And then he said like I got a gig that I just can't do. Anybody can blast. And I had just done that decrepit birth video. Fuck. I just cannot remember that stupid song. I think I
Vessel of
heard it last
Humanity.
night too.
That's
Isn't it
infamous.
Vessel
that's
of
embarrassing.
Humanity?
What?
Oh, shit.
No. Is it? You did.
The Infestation.
You did Vessel of Humanity. That was or Mirror of Humanity. Or
Mirror of
something.
yep, that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's a new
okay.
song. It's an Axis Mundi song.
Axis Monday
Okay.
cut, yep.
Nice.
Samus cut, I believe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He cut it.
Yeah. So yeah, I did that. I had just done that. So I sent Mike that. I was like, here, I can blast.
Matt.
Sure. And then I forgot about it. And then I was home like 3 weeks later and I get a message from Ed Rohn. He's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm in a band with Dallas from Nile and shit. And blah, 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 blah. We're playing with Accept, which is kind of weird. We never played that show. It was July of 2020. We're playing with Accept. We need a drummer. And so I learned the shit in like 2020. And then COVID happened. And we never did the Accept show. And then I ended up finally the end of 2020 going down there and doing the audition. I learned 3 songs and then did videos of them. Keeping up with the songs were called Keeping Up with the Jones, We Agnostics, which is like the burner, the 263, I think is the tempo. Super fast song. And then Husk, which was Dupree's song, which was just like, it was sort of like the other decrepit, the Infestation, where it just like mid tempo, but just keeps blasting and just never stops the whole song.
No breaks.
Yeah, there's no breaks. Casey, you're familiar?
Oh yeah, Casey's definitely familiar.
Which one?
The Infestation.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the other song like I had just done. So like I still needed a montage though to be able to do those blasts.
Montage. Totally.
There's a couple songs that were like, fuck. Like,
I'm in hella montage mode right now, dude.
Yeah, dude, you're killing it. Who you out with right now?
I'm gonna be out with To Violently Vomit at Chicago Domination, and then right after that, I'm going on tour with Ominous Ruin. And
Nice.
What up? Shout out.
we're out with Aetherius and Illusinus. If you guys want, let me just shout out Illusinus. Dropped the album The Machine. It is fucking top quality Cali death metal, written in 2006, recorded in 2001. It's like kind of a fucking forgotten gem, so to speak. And it sounds like that old school, like Hate Eternal Origin mid 2000s sound. It's very fucking sick. And I'm going to have them on either on the main channel or series Cali Death or on a like side series thing. But shout out to Peter and Dan, and really stoked to meet those guys and go out on the road together.
Nice.
And then Aetherius is the headliner, and they're from Tacoma, Washington, and they're on the Artisan Era. And I think they're pretty well known, and they're just doing that tech prog stuff, and very excited to fucking chill with those guys too. So it's going to be a 17-day run.
17.
And we're going to be playing Denver on Tuesday, August 9th. Joe, if you're in town.
I don't know if I am.
Yeah, probably.
I might just get back. I might just be. Oh, dude, I think I'm gone.
For real.
I think I might be back like one day prior. I think I might be able to make it.
Okay.
I think it's only like 4 or 5 shows we're doing on because we start the 4th.
What's your upcoming thing?
So yeah, July 31st and the 1st with Fields of Elysium in New Mexico. We're playing Santa Fe at the brewery, and then we're playing the Moonlight in Albuquerque. And then I'll drive home, and then 2 days later, Dallas and those dudes will pick me up in Denver to go to Salt Lake City, and we'll play Salt Lake.
Okay.
Nice.
And then we'll do a couple shows, including, I believe, that Decrepit Birth show that we just got on.
Oh yeah,
and
wait.
Then
that's out in Salt Lake or South Lake Tahoe, right? Whiskey Dick Saloon.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. And then we'll also play what's it called, with Quiet Riot in Washington, Kennewick, Washington. It's like 4 hours out of Seattle, I think.
Is that
Quiet
come on?
Riot?
Is that come on?
Yeah.
Bring the noise. Come on, bring the noise. Is that Quiet Riot?
Yeah.
Come on, bring
Yeah,
the
yeah.
noise. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to.
I think
They
it's
have other
Feel-
songs.
Feel my
Feel the-
balls.
Bring the Noise is Public Enemy, I think.
No.
No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
Quiet
yeah,
Riot?
that is, yeah.
Bring
Feel
the
the
noise
noise.
is
Come on, feel the noise.
Come
yeah,
on, feel
Bring
the noise.
is Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Feel the noise.
Bring the noise.
Feel the
Rock
Noise is Quiet
That's
Riot. Bring the
Anthrax.
Noise is Public
Feel the
Enemy.
noise. Oh, it might
I
be
think that-
feel the noise.
So
Mental
Public
health.
Enemy brings the noise, and then Quiet Riot tells you to feel.
I'm
the
gonna
noise.
quietly write
Yeah, there you
against
go.
that. Against that.
Randy
Yeah.
Rose isn't quiet, right?
A Quiet Riot.
So yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
then I don't know how many shows is getting booked on that, but then I should be back.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm back.
So
Damn
it's
it,
like a
August.
mini. It's like a little mini narcotic run that's like getting booked as we speak. Like added stuff is getting figured out.
Exactly. Yeah. We have the Accept tour that's like September 29th through like October 31st. It's like a whole month.
That's so fucking sick. You're opening for Accept.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking balls to the wall,
That's right.
man.
Like
Yeah.
the OG double
Yeah.
bass band, dude. Wasn't it that?
Yeah, we
band?
got an epic slow set we're gonna do for them.
Nice.
Just
the
all
crowd-
our like slower songs, maybe mid-tempo songs, but
Well,
none
you
of
guys
our
do that.
burners.
It's cool you guys like cater your set to like the show or the tour that you're doing.
Dude, well, Dallas Ride's epic. So if you have
Yeah,
them and you're
yeah.
playing arena rock show, you might as well play your arena rock songs, right?
Super
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
I
That's
love
fucking
it.
So I'm kind of stoked about that because I don't really have to even practice for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
But-
have to like warm up. You're just like
Yeah, I
Easier.
still will though, because we're
yeah,
like
yeah.
if that man, I wish I knew exactly the dates, but if that Decrepit Birth show is you guys
That's
got Looking Up Power, like
That's like
I wonder
August
if you-
6th, I think.
What is it?
Professor,
August 6th?
Decrepit?
Professor, conjure up your looking up powers, dude.
I just
Oh,
know
yeah.
off the top of my head. I think that's
Yeah. So okay, so yeah, August 6th, and then I believe the 8th is with Quiet Riot. So we have to do 2 sets. So I'm doing a
Different sets.
blasty ass set with like Alcoholic Religious Fanatics and like Delirium Tremens and like all the sicker, harder cuts for the Decrepit Birth show because we want to show off. And then we'll do the epic set for the Quiet Riot.
You
Nice.
guys should
Like
really
just the slow bangers.
you should put everyone for a fucking just do the opposite. Just do like the brutal fast songs for Accept. And
Yeah,
do like
dude.
for Quiet Riot, just be like just be like
Oh,
in
that's-
or Accept. Oh, I fucked up. With Decrepit Birth, do the slow ones.
Yeah, the
Jamming.
anthems.
Yeah,
Dude,
well,
both
it's still
and
gonna
just
be
do
like
this.
that. We're not all slow. We're not.
Yeah.
we're not all slow
Good
epics.
point.
Even the mid-tempo songs are fast for most people that are gonna be into Quiet Riot.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
We're not doing no 260 blasts, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, 240 and 250 blasts are still pretty fast to most.
I mean, they're probably
All
showing
about-
like what 125 or
Dude,
something.
I'm
that's
just
so
imagining.
funny, Joel.
I'm
Dude.
imagining like the old guys
Yeah.
with it, bringing his divorcee,
Bring his
he's got
daughter to the show.
girlfriend, or a daughter. He's got a glass of wine, dude. He's wearing a collared shirt, fucking ready to feel the noise.
And we come out with motherfucking faces of meth. Fucking, it's just like blast your
Exactly.
face off. That was like that's usually our opener. That's my best warm up song.
Dude.
For
Nice.
whatever reason, I can play that with little to no warm up, and I can get through it, and then I'm warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know what
like
you mean.
then I
That
could
shit-
take on any song, including Introspective, Nightmares. That is so hard. That song is like blast all the way through. That and Alcoholic Religious Fanatics. That song was like the bane of my existence for like 6 months.
Yeah, it must be a trip. Like we got 3 drummers here. Like as far as like, because for guitar, sometimes when your brain isn't right, like your fingers
Cool.
won't do what you want them to do. Like when you're first getting warmed up and stuff like that. For a drummer, like your muscle, like so many more muscles have to be like ready to go. It's like
Yeah, I
it's
have a
not
story.
like your brain
happens,
is like
yeah.
your brain
That
understands
happens.
like what to do probably more, but like your muscles are like, no, I'm not gonna It's like 50,000 muscles compared to like a hand. So Joseph,
Like sometimes my hands just won't do it. If I take 2 days off and I try and play one of the faster songs, like my fingers just like they're supposed to be like going super fast, but then they're like, and I'll be trying the same. I'll be trying super hard. But anyway, what's up, Joseph?
So I played that Rings of Saturn show with the Last of Lucy, and we were like the opening band, so we got to set up and then chill. And I was like, oh, this is so sick, because usually it's just like fucking quick, get it on stage, and then you gotta go.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, this is sick. I get to like go kick it, and then I get to come back up. It turns out that's not good as a drummer, because once you load all your equipment up on there, you're like warm. And then I just like cooled off for half an hour, and then it was time to play the set. I was like, oh fuck, this sucks.
Because the lifting
like,
and stuff kind of gets your muscle.
What?
Yeah, just feeling it hard to play, and like feeling like not as warm as I was just like half an hour. And then it take like 3 songs, and then you're like good to go. But yeah, it's like I actually now prefer just I want to set up and play. Like I don't want to chill in between setting up. That's
why there's so much people like you see like a bunch of drummers with their practice pads in the back, just sitting there, just going like, yeah, just
I
constantly.
have to do that.
Well, that's why I never warmed up, because
that was my mistake. I like
it was just I would warm up like right before going on, but not
like the last band, like their last few songs.
Like, the band before, dude. The band
you
before.
hear a certain song and you're like, all right, well that means that there's this many songs left. Like I have this much time, and like there always be like.
And I always warm up with a harder song than any of the songs I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just push yourself.
Like there's actually a Narcotic song that actually works for that. It's called "Addicted to Junk." And that fucking song, go listen to the fucking drums on that song. It's so like no way we're ever playing that shit live.
Yeah.
Fucking Ed wants to. Sorry, Ed. Maybe one day. Yeah, probably one day. We'll probably get there.
What's the top tempo in the set? Like 260 something? You said
263.
Okay. Yeah, with
We
Last
agnostics.
Lucy,
Luckily, that blast is only like 16 measures.
With Last of Lucy, we do 270 on our closer song.
Whoa, we're taking wieners out now.
Yeah.
Is that that one song that I was asked about? What was it?
It's called Wormhole.
Oh, okay. No, it's not the one.
Oh yeah, we don't do that song that you were asking about.
I forget what it's called though.
That's Temple of Rati.
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous.
How long does it do that for? You holding that or what?
No, but there is a part that's.
We're all silent.
It's a while. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'd say it's like a solid 15 seconds of just alternate, like traditional blasting, and then it goes into a bomb blast version of it. No, I'm talking about the Wormhole song.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we filmed it at the Rings show. We're gonna do a music video from that footage someday. So
the tip, he's got the biggest tip in the game, dude.
No, it's absolutely, dude. Joe and also Casey here are both some of the sickest drummers I've ever seen play live, for sure.
Dude, thank you.
Like,
drums has always been like my favorite.
Even
instrument.
putting in that category, like that's like an honor to me. So thanks.
I love guitar playing and watching guys play, but like sitting down on a kit, dude, you could just be a fucking asshole like me and just sit down and have a blast on
a blast beat.
No, I was gonna say that I almost didn't, but I decided
he was holding on to that one.
No, I wasn't. I swear to God, I always say have a blast.
He's a dad, dude. He's
gonna
have
like,
yeah.
He was like,
let's go have a blast, guys. You go to fucking NAMM, dude.
We're gonna
have a blast, dude.
Blast.
Yeah.
No, but sitting down and just
pulled it out of his fanny
and then finding a rhythmic beat on your own, you're just like, oh, dude. That feeling is something that's always something that I'm always like, oh, dude, Troy, can I play your kit? I played Troy's kit so many times, dude. I don't know. I didn't play Casey's as much. I think we were just.
I didn't let you.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. So blast and beat it out, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Blast it out, beat it out.
Don't beat it on the podcast though.
It's about time. It's about time, I think.
But no, Joe, like yeah, some of the Last of Lucy stuff is pretty gnarly, but I feel like it's not all relentless. There's a lot of parts where it gets like very technical and kind of like it's not about relentlessness. Whereas I feel like the Narcotic set is just everything is fucking locked into that like 240, 250 at least, and you're always at least following like a 16th note with at least your right hand or something, right? Like
yeah. It's. I've actually never wrote songs like that. You remember Scalafria, and like I was sure I would blast probably at 260. I don't know. I never used a metronome in that band, but like I would blast pretty fast. But it was always like spurts because I always wanted to write like, let's do this little skank beat, then let's throw a blast in, then let's do like this ride beat, and then let's do like a double bass version of it, and then like I would do all the different versions of one riff, and then like it really is able to change that riff. Like one riff could be like 4 or 5 riffs.
Yeah,
the way we used to compose.
You know who's the best band for that is Dying Fetus. They'll take one riff and they'll have like 6 different drum.
Maybe that's where we got it from. That was like the band.
Yeah.
That was the band that got me into it. John Gallagher.
Right?
Yeah. Bro actually jammed with John Gallagher.
Dude,
no shit.
I love
like he showed up at our practice space with Leonard one time.
Wow.
And we were jamming. Like it was the middle of our session. So instantly Jaime's like, oh shit. He takes off his guitar and like loads a bowl real quick. Here, passes it to John. And then John was like, can I see your guitar?
Nice.
And then I was like, John, let's play some Dying Fetus. I just happened to know like 10 or 12 Fetus songs, and we just played them all right there.
Just happened to know.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, because like, I'm a fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Being a drummer, like
Yeah.
the bands that you're a fan of, that's the shit you end up learning.
Oh, I used to
yeah.
play
That's-
along to Destroy the Opposition all the time, dude.
Yeah, Epidemic of Hate, we played it. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, dude, Epidemic of Hate. I wanted to do that drum fill at the beginning.
That's some guy that we barely mentioned, dude, but Kevin Talley, dude. That guy.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
next level
His
shit.
style and with that band specifically, it's just such a perfect fit, dude. That groove, dude. When you first listened to Dying Fetus, I bought it at Warehouse. I bought it at the Warehouse. If anybody knows
the
about
what
the
house?
Destroy the Opposition, dude. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
fucking that cover, you see, Uncle Sam and in that all that other.
I
weird
want
shit.
you to stop thinking and start killing.
Yeah.
That's what my hoodie said. My Destroy the Opposition hoodie.
And we would get in the car and immediately rip open everything, dude. And we're gonna sit in the parking lot before we leave the Warehouse, and we're gonna listen to this shit, dude. And
Dying Fetus has always been a big deal.
And then you hear
Yeah.
John's growl, and you're just like, "This is never, ever, never, ever heard
Well,
something
so
like
deep.
This, dude."
I got
And
a
then from
dying
that point, I was just gonna say,
finish. Gary.
from that point forward, like John was like the most brutal, and then you
The
find
dude.
Matty Way, and you're like, "Oh shit, there's a different way to be as brutal," you know?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
All right, that's it.
dude. I mean, I've seen him play it so many times, and I love Dying Fetus so much. But Joel, do you remember that time we played in Germany, like the last show of the tour? And it was like this big festival in Germany. I can't remember the city, blah, 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 whatever. Open air festival, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so Decrepit Birth, whatever, we played earlier in the day, and there was other bands. And then at nighttime, we come out.
We didn't play early in the day. We played right before Dying Fetus. They told us to go back on stage. They were like, no, that's my it was Cock and Ball Torture. Oh no, it was Cock and Ball Torture, us, Cryptopsy, Dying Fetus. So it was like because Cryptopsy was, and then remember Dying Fetus is the one that sent us back on stage for the encore. They're all, dude.
Really?
We walked outside and they were like, dude, they want you. Like it was all Dying Fetus sitting there watching, and they're all, they want you to go back out. And that's when I played without my bass plugged in.
Yeah,
I was all like, shit, we have to go
Crazy.
back out. I don't know what's going on. I like forgot to plug my bass in. And I was like, I can't hear myself. And I looked back and there's this fucking chord singing.
But I just want to say that's insane. That's crazy. I don't remember that, but I just remember like walking out and watching them like live, and it's like, oh, just the sun had just gone down, and it was like this huge outdoor festival, and it was just like 3 dudes, dude, and like I've never seen like a sicker death metal band ever play, and it was the tightest shit I've ever heard, and it was like on the fattest stage, just like with all these people, and I was just like, how the
Did you go sit in the like media area, like behind or right in front of the
I walked around a
barrier?
bunch. Yeah,
Okay.
but dude, they were so perfect. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, dude. Like,
one of my bucket list moments. I was standing with
Trey on
Joseph
drums
actually
and-
at the pool.
Yeah, it's Psycho.
dude.
Yep.
That was so fucking fun, dude. That was, dude, moshing in a pool to Dying Fetus was insane.
It's like a foot
That's
deep
so
all the
cool,
way
dude.
through the pool.
Yeah.
Mandalay
it
Bay.
was-
That's the
Mandalay
raddest
Bay.
fucking Dying Fetus story. Mine was seeing him at MDF 2003, but
That's pretty
that's
sick, too.
still cooler.
I never
I
been to
gotta say-
MDF actually. I was all sad that I heard this was the last one.
Might
Maybe.
be.
Maybe
Might
they're gonna.
I heard that. I don't know if it is or not.
They clarified. They're like, we're gonna feel it out. They're not sure. So
So
Oh,
my
okay,
friend
cool.
my friend Ashley's in the comments who doesn't know anything about death metal, so she's making fun of the names like Dying Fetus and stuff. So
We didn't come up with it.
What's
It's like
so funny? I don't
Lex
get
come
it.
up
What do you
with. We
mean?
didn't come
What's
up with
funny
it.
about that?
what's
What do you
a
mean?
what's a what's the worst? I mean, probably infected scrotum is probably the worst one I've heard. I mean,
Anal
the
cunt?
worst anal cunt was pretty bad.
Well, okay.
Okay,
I gotta say this. really
Dying
quick.
Fetus is one of the worst
Dude.
actually.
And
That's
it rolls off
really
the
bad.
tongue like nothing now.
Well,
Though.
okay.
It's just like
When
Yeah.
I was in art class in high school, and one of the CDs I put on like the CD player that we could put on, and everyone had to listen to it. And I put on Dying Fetus, like I don't know which one, like probably Grotesque Impalement. And there was this girl there, and she was like, what is this music? What the hell? And we were like,
You
it's
told
called
her.
Dying Fetus. And she,
yeah,
and
chill
she
out.
was
It's called
like,
Dying Fetus.
and the girl was like, I hope the singer dies. Just like,
Nah.
like that's
Yeah, I would feel more weird wearing a Dying Fetus shirt versus like a Cradle of Filth shirt. I had a Cradle of Filth shirt with a nun masturbating on the front of it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd much rather wear the nun masturbating than wear Dying Fetus because it's just so gnarly to me.
Well, when
to
I was a
say.
kid, I remember my
What about
brother.
I
Anal
still wear.
Blast?
I still wear. I
yeah.
did have an Anal Blast shirt, but that logo is something that most
Don
people
Decker
can't
was
hear.
next level gross.
They can't read
Yeah,
it when
yeah.
they see it. They're just like, that looks like a big splatter, maybe an amoeba.
We played
or
with him
something.
one time, and like one of the like banters between songs, like yeah, fucking this next song is about when you flip a bitch over when she's on her rag, stick a straw in that ass, and that's a real man's Bloody Mary right there. And then just
yeah.
or whatever. You know, I was like, Jesus, dude.
Joey
Is that-
Jordison, dude.
What's that
He used
band
to play
from?
in that band.
Well, Joseph, you know more than anyone because we played the show. You might have been there because Leonard was there. It was that they still. I think it might be something Primitive Man. Maybe it might be.
Primitive Man, yep.
Is that
Ethan.
from
Shout
Denver?
out to Ethan McCarthy.
Ethan. So we played his little like lair because remember he has like a house downtown and shit. And
Yeah.
he was like doing these moves, like putting the mic in his mouth and then like doing like all the vocal tricks I never. And they like went into a trash can. And, like,
Yeah.
like the mic fully in his mouth, and he's just all like, oh, with his arms up, going like, oh, like just yelling. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Like a
And
big
I
ass
see them
bear. Picture a big ass bear,
Yeah.
dude, with dreadlocks doing this. Like dreadlocks down to like his
Totally.
like back of his knees and shit.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
see them. I see them getting added to like big festivals too nowadays. And I'm
He
like,
was.
fuck yeah,
they
they're still
played.
going.
Yeah, they played the Primitive Man played the last Psycho Fest. I was like, what? That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. I think they're playing this one too.
Brett Lee, Mr. Ape Vermin himself from he's our guitarist in Narcotic Wasteland. That's like one of his favorite bands is Primitive Man. He thinks
Yeah, that's-
Ethan's like a god. I'm like, dude, that's cool. Like I know Ethan.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's a bro. Like from when I was like 15, we were playing. Ethan's band used to be called "Clinging to the Trees of a Forest Fire."
Whoa.
Jesus.
That was their band, and we played it. It was
Damn.
this place called Blastomat, and
Okay.
then now it's called Seventh Circle Music Collective. We just played there with Narcotic like in October, like of 2020, October 2020.
Okay. Dude, so can you explain something about because that was a weird because I've always thought of Denver as like a nice clean city, like a
Mhm.
really I mean, you know, I'm from like the Bay Area. There's a lot of homelessness and stuff like that. Down where Ethan lived was insane. Ethan explained everything to us. He's like, there was different groups of people in like groups of like 20 or 30 that were all surrounding us, and they're like, and Ethan's like, yeah, that's the meth addicts, that's the heroin addicts, and that's like I was like, what the? And they were just all like completely like surrounding like in these like groups of like these like people just like looking for their drugs or something like that. And I was like, this is
There's
Denver?
a couple spots that were like that. There's like right now, like the downtown where like the Jesus Saves and shit is real bad with that.
Yeah, that's
but,
where it was, right? That's where right next to that place is where his old place
possibly
used to
he
be.
had like 4 or 5 of those, dude.
Yeah,
He
there was
would
a Jesus
move and he
Saves
would just
cross.
start. He would
Right,
always
right.
find like a warehouse to live in.
Yeah,
And he'd
okay.
like have a warehouse, and then he would just like throw shows at his house.
Yeah,
and there'd just be like some like crust punkers. I kind of like saw them all as like crust punkers, but they were doing like some grind. They were doing grind. Clinging was a grind band.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a trippy for Denver. It was kind of like, because we always played like, I guess nicer areas. But yeah,
there's like warehouse districts that are actually no longer around. They're all gentrified now in like breweries and hip spots there now. Yeah. But yeah, we used to, one of the areas was called Rhino District, and there was this little place called Rhinoceropolis that was like a little super crusty place that like some homies lived in that you could tell they never really took a shower. Yeah. The chicks didn't shave their armpits and shit.
Yeah.
And but super cool vibe, and always like always a cool party, and like you could just do whatever you want in those neighborhoods, those areas, because there's just warehouses, like businesses that are not open during the night, so you just like make noise.
That's
awesome.
Similar to our famous Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Or Furniture Dome, excuse me.
Yeah, same thing.
Those rules just recently we've gotten a third location, guys, and it's just been named within the last couple of days by Kerry, which came in for a hard win.
Kerry does that.
He's living at the Lumberdome, dude. So now we got
the Lumberdome now. So now it's the
Thunderdome, the Furniture Dome, and the Lumberdome, dude.
Yeah, so we have these kind of like dome. It started with the Thunderdome. We used to have a place that we used to have a bunch of shows, kind of the same thing, but it was like in Santa Cruz. It was an
actual house.
Yeah, it was like overlooking kind of like the boardwalk where all the roller coasters and shit are. We had this place that we would just flyer the neighborhood, be like, hey, we're having a show here. You're welcome to come. If there's an issue with it, please call us, let us know. And we got away with it for a few, like 3 shows or something like that. And then the 4th show, we had like the biggest one, obviously, because it had been building up forever, and we flyed the neighborhood, and then our neighbor forwarded it to our landlord. And then our landlord's like literally 3 hours of showtime, 2 hours of showtime, like, you guys are definitely not doing this tonight. And I'm like, well, there's about 200 people on the way.
We're already kind of doing it.
And, it was like the 3rd song of Mammotus, the first band, and it was just done. It was just gone. Like,
it just got shut
down. So many cops. It was an aggressive cop move. It was like probably 4 cop cars showed up. They're just like, we're shutting this down. We're like, fuck,
damn.
So then they move on to what I was bringing up, which is the Furniture Dome, which was a flat on top of a furniture store in an area where once everything shuts down, you can make as much noise as you want, dude.
Yeah.
Those places are kind of what we needed, in those times, to be able to fully like blossom as people and creatives and do it all together and become a collective. Like, I feel like there was like a loose collective of bands that were in and out of that place.
And then it became like, when I moved out, it became the Archaic. Pretty much, Shara took it over. Then it was like, then Shara got with Jared. It just became kind of like an Archaic jam space.
Totally. So like the next generation of shit that's they're out on the road right, or no, they just got back, right?
I think they're done.
Archaic is killing it. So it's like,
I saw them recently. That was a great show. That was so good.
It's funny,
dude. Fucking shout out to Nate Bigelow for playing those Archaic drums. So fucking sick. He played that shit perfect. Like, that's another band like I tried out for like a long time ago.
Okay.
And then, you weren't talking to me. Okay.
Oh no, Joseph was talking and there was no voice coming out. But anyways.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a band I tried out for like a long time ago. So I kind of remember some of those songs. And when watching Nate Bigelow play those songs brought back the memories of trying to learn that shit. And he like did it so good, like perfect.
I've had so many conversations with him actually recently, because they're coming back from tour. Barbecue was 2 weeks ago, and right before they left, we were all hanging out right on Memorial Day, and he actually broke down some things to Trevor and I. We were there, and he was like, he was talking about the differences between, like, he's like, oh yeah, we're practicing. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, we're playing songs. He's like, you're rehearsing. That's not practicing. And we're like, whoa. And he started like breaking down, like, that's not practicing. Like, practicing is like working on your shit and like having like a routine.
You practice for rehearsal, not at rehearsal.
Yeah, and I never distinguished the two. Like, or both of us were like, yeah, we practiced our instrument for a while. He's like, no, you rehearse. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, there's a big book on it, and by a very famous musician. I forget his fucking name right now. But yeah,
we always called it band practice, dude. We always called it just band practice. I know what he's saying though. Now that distinction that you just made, it totally makes sense to me.
And the Stratosphere guys were always at rehearsal.
It's practicing.
Whenever I talk to them, it's like
practicing your craft is different than rehearsing with.
Well, that's why it's called a rehearsal studio.
Yeah, because you're supposed to show up to the rehearsal knowing the songs, and you play the songs together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like not like, okay, I guess we need to play this one riff out of this song like 10 or 15 times so the bassist can get it. Bassists out there, Joel. But I don't know if that's you or not, but a lot of times that's it.
That's me. I'm just kidding. I'm actually recording guitar this week.
Sorry, Jake. No, I'm just joking.
No,
Jake's good. Jake's a natural.
I'll really quick say that Odious did show up for rehearsal. Even though we called it practice, we were showing up for rehearsal because Odious rehearsals were pretty much on point. Like we could have time away from each other and then come back and get through a set without.
You're also practicing the band, maybe, which might be like in definition rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
I played the last date of that Archaic tour.
That's right, in Fresno.
And I gave Jared a Cali Death Podcast T-shirt at that show.
Oh, he didn't wear it last time we hung out.
Dude, that was another Greg and Greg tour.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if you're like at band
the Greg and Greg tour.
And someone's like, oh, this is band practice. You're like, hold on, buddy. This is rehearsal.
I know you shut everything down. No.
We're not calling it that. It was a dust. You're like, no, we don't call it
Go
that.
home and do band practice.
This is rehearsal. Come on, call it right. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I see the joke.
That did definitely like break down like how I practice and how like I'm. It's not like I'm practicing. To me, is not just me playing songs that I already know.
You were already doing it without But
it's good to know that like
but you now have the distinction, and now it's actually changed the way you look at how you approach the music.
Yeah, now I know I need to practice things.
But practicing,
sit down and then practice and then rehearse things.
Practicing is also like doing something like in dentistry. It's like you're practicing dentistry, but you're not. That means you're like doing dentistry.
You're not rehearsing. You don't want to rehearse dentistry though, right? Because it sounds like it's like.
It sounds like you don't want to practice it either.
No, that's what it's called. No, practicing dentistry means like you're in business making money.
And sports too. Sports is football practice. It's not football rehearsal.
They're not. But here's the difference: is that that game that they're practicing for is not something that's going to be like scripted. Well, our sets are scripted.
What's Dallas doing?
He posted it. Nice.
When we go and play a set,
widespread, I believe.
It's scripted through notes. It's supposed to be played a certain way. Well, I mean, I guess you could look at like a playbook as what's supposed to happen in the game, but
yeah, it's definitely improv.
Yeah, it is more. It's here's the bass line, and then it's improv once the ball's hiked. Yeah,
exactly.
Or maybe not.
Joseph, I don't know where you found that.
Yeah, that was sick. That was widespread. Narcotic Wasteland. That was like the first song Dallas ever wrote that he was playing in that song, I believe.
Oh, really?
I like how he like sticks.
Or not ever wrote, but the first Narcotic Wasteland song.
All the song names that you just mentioned about Narcotic, it's like he definitely stays within that Narcotic Wasteland theme. He's
I got to write some lyrics.
He's shedding light on
Yeah, it's like a real issue. It's not like a fun story or like a dark story. It's like, hey, this is my backyard. What's going on?
Yeah, he gave me a song to write lyrics for. It's called "Victim of the Algorithm." We're gonna release that pretty soon. We played it on the tour.
That sounds like people staring at their phones. Probably. You're gonna go for that?
Did kind of like I don't know, my take on it, like where I got the lyrics from. Apparently, Dallas wrote something like along the same lines for the song, but we ended up going with my lyrics because he thought they were cool. And then, but yeah, basically it's like AI, like like in Terminator, AI like comes sentient and like just like turns and like kill and just like just starts shooting people and we all die because of that.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be like that. like the way I like my take on it was basically like the social media and shit, like just feeding us like what it thinks we want. But for whatever reason, we all just click on like drama and shit. Like we're like, if somebody says like, "Hey, you're fucking badass, thanks, great job," and then I'd be like, "Thanks," and that'd be like the end of it, you know. But if somebody's like, "Oh, fucking, you're cheating because you're doing double strokes," and then like there's like fucking a long ass thread of people like, "Fuck you," like your mom's a cunt, and then they're like, "Oh, you fucking keyboard warrior," and then, "Oh, you fucking blah blah blah." So like the algorithm's like, "Oh, you guys like this? Okay, well, here's like a black guy getting killed by a cop. Here's like some shit happening, like all this shit. Here's COVID, for example. Oh shit." And it's just feeding us all this shit that just like stresses us out to the point where we're just like fucking like burning down fucking houses and shit, like rioting in the streets. And so that's kind of what it's about.
They
like
definitely
AI takeover, but accidentally.
I mean, I would agree with like, keeping
the algorithm just
depressed
being like,
and fucking, that's definitely
one of the lines is like a system
like
made for discovery and innovation, reutilized for monetary exploits and mass manipulation. Conspiracies do conspire, but the theorists give false interpretations, labeled mentally unstable, the circle of trust forever broken. But who's the untrustworthy? Patrons fight amongst themselves. Population up in arms at an invisible enemy, attacking opposing ideology.
Damn, that's sick.
Nice, dude.
That's like one of that, like
Dallas singing your own lyrics.
Dude, it's sick. It's fucking sick. The first one he sent me, I was like, yes. I was like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
He liked some of the ones that I did.
Cool.
I actually one-taked all my lyrical parts. So when you guys hear that, that's all one take.
Oh, nice.
You got an amen in there, dude.
Oh, I got an amen. Thank you, whoever said that.
It is true. It's just like the AI, will just, it's not like about like our feelings and stuff. It just learns and just goes like, oh, this is what's the money or where eyes are looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and point everyone to this instead. And like, it's like very negative online. So
yeah,
it's like
human nature,
stress,
like
stress.
all the stories about human nature, motherfuckers are going to kill themselves.
Shit. Yeah, I watch terrible shit. I watch shit like crime things where it's like, oh, dude, this guy goes out and shoots someone. And they'll like watch a video of it and they're like, whoa, dude, that's crazy. But like, why am I drawn to that rather than like go to like a Buddhist chill, like everything's great Zen?
Yeah, that's the most popular shit is like the death and conspiracies. It's like an inherent like nature that's in all of us that the algorithm just seems to like feed off of.
I mean, it feeds us, and that's the algorithm, but it's also like inherent in us when we like work every day, just have this like mundane life, that there's like primal like urge in us to still kind of like tickle that like crazy like part of our brain.
There's a weird excitement to it.
It's like, oh, I'm not going to do that, but whoa.
Dude, the new Bill Burr stand-up that just came out, actually in Denver, by the way. It was at Red Rocks. He was talking about like the WNBA and shit. I don't want to give too much away, but he was basically like, why don't you like women like go for the W? It's like there's like 1,000 people in a 17,000 person venue. Like what the fuck? Like why is everyone like supporting that? But the Kardashians are billionaires, like hand over fist. He's like, there's a reason behind that. He's like, you guys won't fucking go and support like your shit. I don't know. He was being funny, but I don't want to like to phrase it wrong. But he like made this hilarious point. He's like, you guys are just watching these idiots get richer and richer and richer, and you guys can't stop like staring at it. Like when there's actual like sports and competition with women and stuff like that, like no, like they're just like, oh, he's all name one team, and the whole crowd's like, and it's like Red Rocks. It's like fucking like 30,000 people, and like it just goes silent, and everyone started cracking up. But
well, I can name one WNBA player now, the one in Russia. That's like,
dude, what's her name?
What's her name?
Oh fuck.
Oh, but
I can identify. I can identify, but I can't name.
Every motorcycle in the world right now.
There's a video of a dude who's like, something about I'll give you $1 if you could name, or either I'll give you tickets. No. I'll give you tickets to a WNBA game or $1. Which one will you pick? And everybody's like $1.
Oh, fuck.
And one guy's like, neither.
Neither.
And
I'll take
like,
the $1.
And he's like, they're courtside and they still don't take it. And it makes you laugh when that happens, but in reality, it's like, why isn't that being paid attention to? There probably
not being focused on.
Some sick athletes in that
amazing
league
athletes
are probably, never going to be seen by so many people because of some weird shit. Like, I don't get that. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody,
is it
there's like
not
a
as
million
exciting?
sick musicians out there too, and everybody still talk about Metallica.
Super true.
Now they're
Same
talking
thing,
about
though.
it more because of Stranger Things, like all the new generations here in Master of Puppets, dude.
I did get to teach Master of Puppets to one of my students who brought it in because of the show, which was fucking rad. So.
Nice.
I'm down. I'm down.
Cannibal Corpse, Cannibal Corpse,
I mean, you gotta be
Ace Ventura,
You
Cannibal
gotta
Corpse. I mean, how many times has Cannibal Corpse on Ace Ventura been brought up as an influence for, you know what I mean, as a kid or some kid watching it going like, holy shit, I'd never heard anything like that.
I mean, it's
I
like,
didn't know that until like later in life. I went back and watched it. I was like, what? Really? I was
Yeah,
like, they're in that?
I know, right? So cool.
I don't.
What'd
But
you
I mean,
got,
shout
Professor?
out-
You were going to say something?
Oh, I've also been teaching the Stranger Things piano theme song, the da 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 da.
Oh yeah, totally.
To everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's the guy who
Oh,
the guy who does those songs? All the music for that show? Casey, you
Well,
know
dude,
what's up with him.
yeah, like
Hetfield? I'm just kidding. I gotta pee.
Dude, I'm
Well,
so jealous
my-
you're teaching, dude. I want to teach. That's awesome. Like, I want to start doing drum lessons and shit. I'll probably start doing that soon.
What were you gonna say?
Put it
Casey,
on my
about the
socials.
tunes?
What?
Oh yeah, no. My late friend, who unfortunately passed away years ago, but he's the one who started recording our album Synesthesia Odious Mortem. Like then Anyways, but he knew Kyle Dixon and like the dudes before. He told me, like, I don't know what year it was, like early 2016 or 2015. He was like, there's this sick show that's going to come out on Netflix, and my friends are doing the music for it, called Stranger Things, and it's pretty cool. It's going to be cool, like this throwback shit and all this. I was like, oh, really cool. And then because he had all these synths. He was a big synth, like kind of like collector and musician with that. So then I've do like Survive and their band, and like Zombie and all the different like projects off of all the different styles around that. I love all that shit, dude.
That's sick.
If we're talking about homies and stuff on TVs that you watch, let's just give a shout out to our fellow bandmate Kerry Gear's brother. I just saw a trailer to a movie that he's been working on for a couple years, and the trailer's pretty fucking sick, dude. Like, I actually legit want to watch this movie because of the trailer. It's called The Retaliators.
Mm-hmm.
And as a dad, dude, it's actually it hit me in different ways too. I won't say anything until you watch the trailer, but it's just like, I didn't realize that Carrie's got family members that are fucking this creative, dude. They're doing movies like it looks like a legit movie. I don't know what we're actually going to see when we watch it, but I mean, it looks like any other trailer that you would see for an upcoming movie. To me,
horror movie. Yeah, sick horror movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie. I think it's like if a dude got his daughter killed, or he didn't get his daughter killed. She got killed. And what would you do if you got a minute alone with that guy? All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
It looks brutal. It's like hostile vibes or hostile vibes. You remember that movie, Hostel?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
That
was
my
like
girlfriend to that movie.
I took my girlfriend, now wife, to that movie, and it was the first 20 minutes was just like,
have you guys seen?
She went outside the theater. I stayed inside the theater.
It's gnarly.
Have you seen Hereditary?
Yeah.
Dude,
I went on a date.
Right, so
with that
Chris
movie.
keeps
That
telling me
was
to watch that.
awkward.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
Chris
it's
Corcione,
insane.
the bassist of Narcotic, keeps telling me to watch that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And watch Midsummer too.
That one's sick.
The one. I mean, there's different versions, but that's like a classic thing. Anyways, but yeah, the same director who did Hereditary also watch Midsummer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it Ari something? What is it?
I don't know.
I can't remember the director's name. Whatever. Okay. This isn't the Cali movie death podcast.
Cali movie.
Yeah, we're all just talking about movies.
We don't care.
Yeah, dude. Hey, it's just another
Top Gun
type of
was
art
sick.
that we love.
Hell yeah.
What happened?
I haven't seen it yet, dude. Top Gun was sick.
No, dude. I know we're talking about like movies. I was pissing, but I like, because it was my first favorite movie. There's a pictures of me when I was a little kid, like on all Top Gun stuff. So it's like
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
brought back some things. And I remember like watching that, and I was like getting in my car, and I was texting Carrie. I was like, dude, I'm like putting on my thrusters, like I'm merging into fucking traffic and shit. I was like, I was fully just like Top Gunned out. I was like fucking like, oh fucking, I was like going over the whole thing. But the fucking the cinematography is insane. But anyways, I like I want to go to the air shows now. Today I like planned an air show with my dad.
I get stoked when
Really?
I get stoked when I hear the Blue Angels go over the shop and shit. when
Oh,
they-
totally. Oh,
yeah,
man.
dude. That always gets me.
Well, there's this one.
Gets my
I want to
taste
see this.
tickled.
Like, actually San Diego is one spot, Casey. I might actually go for it. But there's this one jet that's in that movie. called the
Miramar, bro.
Yeah, Miramar, the Miramar one, exactly.
I know all about it.
They have the F-22, which is like this like 5th generation fighter jet or whatever, and that thing just like can kick fucking like 9 F-18's asses. Is how fast and crazy. If you just do like, it can just go like this and just go like this and just go like spin around like this. And then just go backwards and go like the other direction, and people are like, what the fuck? And they're like doing a dogfight and stuff, and they can't. They're like, cool, we're gonna go this way because, like we can't do anything. But learning about that shit, I was like, it's funny. It like tapped into this like childhood like thing, and I like immediately was like, oh yeah, this is why.
And you're seeing the
Tic
technicality.
Tac
in
or
it.
what?
What's
It's
that?
You guys heard about the Tic Tac? That's like the alien spacecraft. That's like fucking
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the
definitely.
Tic Tac. That's what I thought you were
Yeah,
talking about for a split second. And then
Nah,
I
It's
took
like
it back.
it's like a human Tic Tac. I mean, the Tic Tac thing's probably like how crazy drones are getting nowadays. I've seen
dude.
drones just insane, like go like 0 to like 600 miles an hour, like insane. Yeah.
What you're talking
Right.
about, Joel, is like highway to the danger zone, just coming back out of your DNA from being like in that time. It's like you're just like,
Boom.
you know,
He's got the hype. Joel's got the hype.
dude. I mean, it's kind of
No, not a drunk referencing the very homoerotic scene in the first Tom Cruise Top Gun.
Tom-
in the first
Tom Cruise gun?
But no, it's like they're all sweaty and they're playing volleyball and they keep like bumping chests and go like. And there's a song called "Playing with the Boys." It's all playing with the boys. It's like back in the
It's
80s.
like in
one.
the 80s, dude. Come
I
on.
know.
They thought that, and that
that's
probably
what we're doing
was-
right now. We're playing with the boys right now. What are you
I
talking
mean,
No,
we're
that-
pretty far away from each other compared to them, and not as sweaty.
Hey man, it's COVID times. What can we do?
And that was
Smoking
like
in the
a
boiler.
real move. That wasn't like a
Living in
parody
post-COVID
move.
paradise.
It was like a real move. They were just
that-
like, we gotta
the
have
high
that
five?
song playing with the
No,
boys.
there's the high five they do that's like called the Top Gun high five. It's you hit up top and then you hit on the bottom when you're walking by.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
it's hands,
double,
not
yeah.
ass, but it's like hand.
I
It's not
perfected
hand
that
ass.
What's
before.
wrong with that?
Yep. Everybody's got a
Yeah.
homie that's done that. I still
prefer
do.
the
I
ass.
do secret handshakes with my kids, dude. I got a secret handshake with each one of my children. Because
Nice.
that's how, like,
Dude, how do you
when
remember 42 handshakes?
You just make like 1 or 2 steps each, dude. That's it. 42 handshakes. Yeah, I know, right? I
That's
feel
me
like
and
it
Pat's
sometimes,
subject.
dude. He's
But
starting to
anyways,
make kids too.
But yeah, so you're 14. I'm just kidding. And
Oh, right. Yeah.
Wait, wait.
Actor, master of puppets.
I have a timeline thing.
Master of
Oh, okay.
Muppets.
I was
Hey,
gonna say,
You know what?
Go for
Stranger
it,
Things
Professor.
was. Never mind.
yeah, professor. I know we're all going.
So when we toured with you guys in Fields of Elysium, I was like blown away by Fields of Elysium's music, and then lo and behold, you became their drummer, and you have some upcoming gigs with Fields of Elysium. And can you talk about joining that band and learning that kind of material and what you guys are up to?
yeah.
Yeah. So that tour was what made me want to join. And then I heard through the grapevine that Petrie, their drummer at the time, was becoming a music teacher and was stepping out. So I reached out. I was like, hey, dudes, I could do this shit. And then like I started learning the material. I was like, oh, fuck. So yeah, the shit's like crazy. It's wacky. That's what I say.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's what
whack.
I love about it,
Canvas,
though, dude.
Canvas Solaris vibes a little bit, right? Am I right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much like the intro to the newest album gave me Don Cab battle vibes.
Okay.
Like
Battles vibe.
Alligator Mountain, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, they named their. It's called Bedside Dragon, is a song. Like they named that after going back to Andre's house and all his action figures and shit. Andre collects Transformers.
Yep.
And I had this Megatron. It was like the Beast Wars Megatron with the dragon version, the red metal dragon. And I had that shit next to my bed, like just like chilling like on my bedstand for like years.
Wow.
And Andre saw it and he was like, dude, that'll go with my collection and shit. I got a couple Megatrons, I got a couple Optimuses and shit. I'll buy it from you. And he bought it for like $300, my action figures.
Damn.
And I was like, oh shit. And then lo and behold, the song Bedside Dragon was about it.
Okay.
Dedicated to that situation.
That's like
yeah,
a
and that's like the
Dreamcatcher.
intro to Alligator Mountain, which is like their sickest cut on their that in Ancient Contemplation. The art is super cool. It's like a little city, and then like around the city is like a big ass like alligator, but it's like also a mountain.
Dude, I was driving today and
Tony Cole art.
Oh, sick.
Tony,
yeah.
Sketch the Soul. Tony Cole did that art.
Yep.
Shout out Tony.
Dude,
Yeah,
I was
dude.
driving in that song. I was like listening to the others, and then that song came on, the like the Alligator Mountain, right? I was just like, this is so sick. Dude.
It's beautiful.
I was like, I
That's what I
love
like to say.
Alligator
It's
Mountain.
Brutal, dude.
It came up in my car, like on the Alligator Mountain. I was like, yes.
I'm getting
I
a
feel
lot of vocabulary. And
I know. I feel
stuff.
like with what's it called? Dallas said Ripponese, and I still use that.
Yeah,
to
and he
this
also likes to say Rando Calrissian. I was like,
it's like some fucking rando Calrissian shit. Like, yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
it.
but with this Fields of Elysium band, there's way more in there too, dude. But
Yeah.
what it is, it's like you can't really nail it down because as soon as you
jumps
start,
around.
it's kind of like a hop around deal, and you could taste so many different flavors in it, but it never makes me bored. That's it's one of these bands
yeah, it's like
that
super
after,
sweet, and then it's
after the-
heavy, and then it's tech, and then it's like, you know, it's all type of things. Yeah.
totally. And as soon as it settles you out, then it comes right back. And
Dude,
it's,
they do 3-part vocal harmonies live, like all melodic, like harmonized, like that when we
Wow.
toured with them, like
whoa.
fucking crazy. You know, like how many bands would attempt to do that? Like, hey, can you play these tech riffs? Hey, can you sing in harmony with 2 other parts while
Yeah,
you
dude.
play? Like, it's
I hear like
Yeah.
Psyopus, and then I'll hear
I'm
like,
actually in ancient contemplation
BTBAM.
about if I should do that third harmony live or not.
Yeah,
Ancient
dude.
contemplation.
Yeah, it's
what actually for the flyer that we put up, you had some microphone too. Which band are you doing backing vocals in?
Narcotic Wasteland.
Oh shit.
I do some of the leads. Well, Chris Dupree used to do the leads on, and then he used to play bass, but he quit, and so we got Chris. We replaced Chris with Chris Corcione, and so he just
Makes it
plays
easy.
bass. So I took up all the lyrics.
Wow, dude. So
That
there's
Chris-
songs where you're the main vocalist of that song.
Well, like parts in songs. We have parts that are Chris's parts that are
Mhm.
now my parts, and then we have parts that are Dallas's parts, and we'll trade back, and I'll either harmonize like a part behind Dallas, which is super fun and cool,
Mhm.
or I'll sing the other parts, and Dallas will join in when he wants
Sure.
to.
Mhm.
So there's parts we both sing, there's parts where he sings, and there's parts where I sing.
That's wild. Dude.
And he'll just like step away. He'll just like back up.
So is Narcotic the band you learned to do vocals while you're playing with, or did
No,
you do it?
Scalafria, bro.
Oh, that's what's up.
Okay, so that actually goes back to the story. Scalafria had a member change or two. Jaime needed to go, so he was out of the band, and we got this dude Victor. Shout out Victor Cordova, the Brosov. And so that really, really changed Scalafria. But one of the ways it changed was his like guitar parts were like super wacky and weird, and I had to like learn how to play to that shit because like
Yeah.
it was like no repeats. It was just like notes in succession. I was like, stop. Okay, repeat all that, whatever you just did. And then we kind of like formulated riffs sort of that way. But another way it changed is I started doing all of Jaime's vocals.
Mm.
So Jake had his own parts that he sang, he wrote, and then he would sing those parts. And then Jaime wrote his parts and would sing his parts. And so they sometimes wouldn't even know what each other say in
Yeah.
the songs.
Yeah.
And that was cool until Jaime stepped out, and then I had to do it. And so I just learned all those parts. And he
Well, that's
kind of
cool
had
that
like
you
a
were-
John Gallagher-esque style. So that's kind of where my vocals ended up going as well.
To the low, brutal shit.
Yeah. And then Legion of Death, that was like 80s thrash. It was super easy to sing. And so I just did all the backups. Like the gangbang vocals or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like the whatever. And then so yeah, and then so I started writing my own lyrics and just like we played Perceptions of Time on that tour with you, Joseph, and that was my song. That was the song I wrote like all the way through and sang most of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sang all of it actually.
Gangbang vocals, dude. You got a new we got a new drop.
The gangbang, yep.
And it didn't come out of my mouth. Yay.
Nah. But yeah, so
oh, your shit just turned sideways all of a sudden. Hand froze.
Things just went sideways. It's like a fucking it's like Top Gun, dude. Going like it's going like inverted fucking like 4Gs.
He's flying an F-22
really?
out there.
What the fuck?
Okay,
let's fine, dude.
No, let's go full screen. Yeah. So what do you think he's gonna say next?
Do you think he's still talking right now?
Just keep it going until he comes back. So
No, my guess is his phone died. That's a phone died screen. That's a death screen.
He's maybe he's scrambling for the cord right now.
My microphone's a death situation here.
Oh, we got a private chat.
You got a squeaker?
It's my microphone stand is failing on me, dude.
Dude.
I've had
I got the cheap
4
one.
falls tonight, dude. It's the battery.
He just popped in the private chat and said he's
Going
here.
down.
So I don't know what happened to him.
Well, he fell off. We didn't
All right. Well, I mean, who's in the chat right now?
Are you?
Ask
Oh, here
us
it goes.
anything and
Here it goes.
ask us anything until he comes back. Whoever
we
wants to
wait
ask
till
a
the chat's the lowest. Then we're asking questions. To the chat.
Well, I'm improvising.
Hey, you're doing the
right
thing.
now,
Hey, so chat, we're trying to involve the chat.
Hey.
Yeah, we want to involve the chat because
All
chat's
8 of you.
sick. Yeah.
Oh wait,
that's
I'm
sick.
in the chat myself, so all
7.
7 of you.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. It's like
Everybody's leaving. Like, oh, they're asking us to ask questions. We're out.
I know all the super like. Oh, here he comes. Right here. Oh, we both clicked it. Casey, you click it. I'm not clicking it.
oh,
There you
there
are,
it is.
buddy. There it is.
All right.
Well, yeah, I pushed the back button accidentally, and then I just couldn't get back in.
That's all good. You're back now.
Where is?
Yeah, I'm back in. Yeah. All right, let me see if I could do this thing.
Boom.
There it is. Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Cool.
Perfect.
play some drums.
Oh man.
I don't know. Well, how about the phone audio though? Will it be that good with those?
It's not gonna be good, but
Nice.
There you go.
all right, there you
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fuck yeah.
go. So,
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Did we
uh,
all shut up and let it happen? And it sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Or as good as it could be on the phone.
I know, it's like one of the. It's like we have to be quiet, like on that kind of scenario, because like if we talk, it just goes like, "Burp," and like the drums just go away. Like,
Oh,
fucking
I see.
sick,
Yeah,
dude. It's like all the drums go away. That was
yeah,
sick,
I'm all
man.
cooled off now. I was all warmed up when we first got on. I just got done with the sets.
It goes back to Joseph's story. He's like loading up, getting everything fucking ready, and then all of a sudden he's gonna wait 3 hours and then play a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Bad idea.
Dude, I was actually I did the sets and I was like walking the dog. I was walking Layla, and then I got my alarm. It's like 10 minutes till the podcast, so I ran back home. I was like, oh shit. I fucking like booked it back down the street with the dog, like running back to be
Your
on
dog
time.
was probably stoked. Like, oh
It's like,
shit, we're
yeah.
fucking, we're cruising.
She was.
right
She's
now.
like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do this.
What's happening? Yeah.
What kind of dog is it?
Husky Malamute.
Oh shit,
Oh,
it's a big dog.
She's cute. Yeah, she's cute. I'll come
That's
out here.
Yeah, let's
I
see it.
mentioned Matty Wait earlier. That's the kind of dog he had when I stayed at his house. He had an Alaskan Malamute. I don't know.
Oh really?
but dude, it was a huge dog. Totally, like, you know that thing where like the owner looks like the dog, like they're
Oh
both
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's
From
up, dude?
I love you, man. They
Yeah.
probably like a
Yeah.
name for it, like a bonzo.
She
or
act like me. Let's see. She around? She might be sitting on.
Lazy.
That's fine.
Okay.
I know we actually do. We haven't had a animal appearance.
I know we need animals.
appearance in a while.
Sagan's been on my lap a couple times, but he barfed all over the floor today. It was kind of brutal. Like an aggressive, like human barf. Like
Oh shit!
it was like it was like this long.
Ooh shit! Well,
Well, I changed his food because they didn't have his food, and I was like, whatever, he'll be fine. And I just got him like, whatever, insert can here, whatever. Like, he'll be down with fish, salmon, tuna, dude. That sounds like a fucking rad thing for a cat. And he's just all like, sick, dude. like a human barf, dude. I was like, I almost stepped in it.
There you go.
Oh,
What's up, bud?
Layla.
What are you doing, sweet pet?
Oh,
That's a
fucking
good
love
girl.
dogs, man.
Yeah, that's a good girl.
Yeah, she's cute.
God,
I woke her up from a nap. She's outside sleeping.
Look at those eyes, dude.
I think that's my level of commitment with like at my age now. Is like, dude, a dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
dogs are just always going to be your homies, you know.
Yeah, and like you don't have to go through the. I mean, the hard times are not like you know with kids. It's like years of like working with them and stuff. Like dogs are like, oh, they make a mistake. Like, oh, you son of a gun.
She'll like fucking put her head right in your crotch and be like, "Here's a hug."
I wish my Trevor wasn't allergic. He's literally has to take Benadryl before we go to any house that has a dog.
What happens to him?
Like
hives?
His eyes swell up, they get red.
Jesus.
Sneezing.
And is
sore
that
throat.
It's not with you at all? It's not in your family at all?
I'm allergic to cats like that.
Okay,
I'm allergic to cats like that.
Oh, I need the talking. That's so sick.
What's she saying? She's like, "Where's my food?"
She's like, "Oh, you woke me up. Now you gotta play with me or something."
That's awesome.
I'll silently play with her while we talk.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Fuck yeah. It's just like it's like a human. Like, dude, motherfucker, you woke me up now. Like, what's the issue?
No,
What's
she's
going on?
so smart. She's like, she knows.
Yeah,
Better be worth it.
Yeah, she's like, I'd be sleeping right now if this wasn't for it.
Go get
Ask her what's her favorite death metal band? What's the dog's favorite death metal band?
Narcotic Wasteland, brother.
Oh, there we go, dude.
Oh yeah, so there's I don't know if I told you guys about Neuromorphic yet.
You mentioned them earlier, yeah.
Oh, okay, well,
singing.
So Scalafria went on 3 or 4 different lineup changes. We got be quiet, pup. We got come back in here and hide from the pup. But yeah, we got Danny Mingus. Shout out to Danny Mingus. We got Victor before that. And then like with Danny Mingus, we got Ricky Pedrosa Winkler. He was the homie that reminds me of you.
Yeah.
And that was the lineup we did the tour. Yeah, thanks. that was the lineup we did the tour with Joseph.
Yeah.
With Transcend.
Shout out to Danny, great guitar player.
Yeah, Danny Mingus for sure. He played in a band called Saren.
Yeah.
For a long time. With Andrew Kim, which is my roommate. Andrew Kim from Infury.
Oh,
bassist.
Yeah. Sick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I had a story I was going to tell you about him, but I can't remember what it was.
But you guys ever jammed together? You and Andrew jammed together?
Yeah, like once. It's really weird. He stays in his room pretty much the whole time.
Okay, kind of introverted.
Yeah. He'll come out and like we'll chat and shit like that. But as far as jamming, like one time there was a homie over and then he came down to check out the gear and then we did like a jam. That was really it.
Oh wow,
okay.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's super sick.
Yeah,
in like every way, he's super like professional and like he knows like all about his gear and his like lessons when he teaches people. He gave Chris from Narcotic Wasteland a lesson, and I came up during that and he was like super thorough.
Yeah, he's
just like all around just good at his craft.
Yeah,
and cool dude.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Scalafria finally disbanded eventually, and that's when I started looking for other projects and just kind of just doing my own thing. Then shortly after COVID hit, and then like I decided I would join Fields, and so I hit them up. And then like at the same time, Narcotic hit me up, so I kind of joined both the bands at the same time in 2020.
True, dude.
Quit Legion of Death. So yeah, during Scalafria years, there was a couple bands I did tours with. One was Abolishment of Flesh. Did like a couple of little tours with them. One was like a 4-week tour, 3.5-week tour. Then one was like a little 4-show little thing. And then I did a tour. It's like a 3-week tour with Rottenness from Mexico. Shout out to Halil, the homies.
They're playing Chicago Domination with us.
Yeah, the dudes in fucking Matt from Gorgatron is their drummer.
Oh, for sure.
Sick. A couple of those dudes are in that band now. Yeah.
How'd the neuromorphic stuff come about?
Well, I played in a band called Humanist for one show. It was like a 6-piece, had Maria on piano. Really super epic, blasty, cool. Played one show with what's his name, Gorod, sold out in Denver.
Oh yeah.
And then that night, Jake was all drunk and talking to Leonard, and Leonard was like, "We should jam." And so I wasn't even gonna jam with Jake again after Scalafria. I didn't really have any plans to anyway. I mean, we'd jam like as brothers do, you know, but
yeah,
no plans for a band after that, just really at all. And then, yeah, like him and Leonard decided to get together, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So it just ended up Sunday Fun Day practice at Keith's house. Keith Sanchez, he played in a band called Dope Runner for a little while out of Denver. They were pretty cool. And he played in Catheter. I don't know if you guys have heard of Catheter. Yeah, they're from like Colorado, I believe, but they were doing some shows out there. I figure you might have heard of them. But yeah, so it was like me, Leonard, and my brother Jake and Keith. And Keith and Leonard, I used to jam in this little band called Absinthe Minded with them. And that was like some like stoner rock / reggae / doom.
Trip.
Like shit. Yeah, it was kind of weird. We did a Thin Lizzy cover too, like the cowboy song. And I sang and played the cowboy song. We're all into Thin Lizzy and shit. I'm still into Thin Lizzy. I actually got Dallas into Thin Lizzy. Like he said he liked him, but like he's been like on a binge now. I'm taking credit for that.
That's what's up. That comes from your dad.
Well, I showed my dad Thin Lizzy.
What the fuck? I thought you said your dad was in like the hair rock scene.
Yeah, he was. But they were doing some other shit like fucking Twisted Sister style and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, Joseph, my dad used to be in a band called Cherry Bomb.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, you know that? Okay.
Because I did your EPK and you sent me the whole little
bio. Right, yeah. Just in the practice space, all on the walls was like just boobs, like all different, like huge boobs and posters of boobs just all throughout their practice space. Me and Jake used to get so cracked up over that.
That's funny. I'm practicing in this Escondido spot for the To Violently Vomit shows, and it's like all death metal, and there's just like the classic like one naked chick way up high on it, and it's just like, of course there has to be one, you know.
Must be at least one naked chick. That's what I need in here. I don't have any naked chicks on the wall.
that's the classic. That's the old school classic move. Yeah.
That's my oldest friend.
When I was a kid, like walking into my brother's or actually old I've been to the Cephalics like band room back in the day. There'd be like a naked chick on the wall. Like, damn, dude.
Yeah, you've been to Barnett or what?
I was probably my brother was really good friends with them. My brother's from Albuquerque. Like him and Matt Loftus actually ended up playing for them for a while. Matt Loftus and Andres Cedillo were like bros with them back in the day, and like they just bring me to all these like underground death metal like dungeons and fucking in New Mexico and shit, and it'd just be like, and I'd be like 13 or 14, just like walk in like, fuck yeah, there's boobs,
Yep.
Yeah, dude. You know, like there's like guitars, there's like sharp formed guitars and boobs. This is my fucking this is my spot.
Dropped you guys. I dropped you guys. That's actually a part of like the history is like some of the Leonard's warehouses because they started out this Barnett lumber. Barnett is actually my middle name, so I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was called Barnett Storage. It was like an old lumber yard, and they got like Steve Goldberg's family, like kind of like inherited somehow or some shit like that. I don't know exactly how, but they used to jam there. We used to play hockey downstairs, like just on foot hockey, and then we would like he had his print shop upstairs, and then we had like a spot where we started renting that we would jam, and then that warehouse kind of morphed into this other spot across the street, and then that went across the street to this glitter dome, which was like the
They have a dome also.
Glitter dome, dude.
glitter dome. It was like the roller derby girls practice spot.
What did you say?
Where they did the roller derby shit.
They got a glitter dome, dude. We got another dome to add to the mix, dude.
Got all types of
I
jam.
heard dome and I popped back on.
Yeah, I was thinking like summon.
Yeah, the I just got that. Anyway, a little delayed. But yeah, it was like the glitter dome, and then it was like the compound, the Fox compound, and that's where we did Denver Death Fest, the first Denver Death Fest.
Okay.
All right.
Leonard sort of like set it up, and then I got a bunch of sponsors. We kind of 50-50 the promotions on that.
True.
So do any of Leonard's friends call him Lenzig? Because I call him Lenzig.
Yeah,
but it's
a lot of people.
I feel like Leonard's like I call him Leonard too, but I feel like I don't know.
Lenzig's like his stage name.
Yeah. What do you think, Anthony?
We just call him Len. What do you think, microphone?
Anthony, what do you think? No, I know. It's funny because actually at PsychoFest when I hung out with you last time, you're not going this year, but last time I saw you, last year, I went up to him and just was like, I haven't seen him in so long that I went up and just like was like, "What's up?" He's all like, "Get away from me, get away!" He's all like weirded out, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" I got like super like confused. I'm like, "Is this some Leonard joke or something?" And
Probably.
He literally thought I was some random dude coming up to him. And then I think either Nick or Steve was like, "Dude, it's fucking Joel. Like, what the fuck?" He's like, he's all, "Oh shit!" And he found out like later. I was standing on the side of the stage watching, I forget, Broken Hope or something. And he came up to me. He's like, "Dude,
Nice.
what the fuck?" He came up to me and started like just elbowing me, like, "Fucking, I haven't seen you." And I was like, "Dude, I was trying to do that to you earlier, but then you pushed me away." And he was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you. He thought it was just some like random dude coming up and like hugging him." He's like, "Oh, stop hugging me, random person." And I was like, "No, dude," because I had like a hat on or something, and he hadn't seen me with a hat on. Anyways, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
He just took it like I was like attacking him. He's like, "Dude, get away from me. What's going on?"
Walk away from me. Yeah, but he also
backstage?
fucks with people like that too.
No, I know he does. That's why I kept going with it. I was like, I kind of like gave him an extra dose of the fucking with because I was like, "You're fucking with me, dude. This is bullshit." And then he was like, actually, like, kind of like, "Dude, concerned." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm taking off. This is weird." And then he saw me on the side and was like, "Oh, fucking, let's go backstage and hang out." And I'm like, "Nah, let's fucking just hang out right here, dude. I'm watching fucking Broken Hope. Let's, like." And no, I was like, I missed that guy so much. That guy's like him and Steve and stuff. And actually, I just saw that the Cephalic play with Sepultura or the Cavalera brothers, and I saw fucking Zach walking around in San Francisco. I was like, why the fuck is Zach
he filled in a couple shows.
Yeah. And I was like, why the fuck is Zach here? He must be doing sound or something because they have Brian and Steve. So
Steve was out. Steve was out for a couple shows, and then Brian was out for like the last show of the tour or something like that. He had something else he had to do or something.
No,
so Zach filled in for like 2 or 3 shows. Yeah,
those Cephalic videos on their Instagram and stuff is me filming, just being so like. And they just like go, "Oh, sorry, Joel, we didn't give you credit." I'm like, "I don't need credit." I was so stoked to see like Zach up there again with them, and like, and I saw him like looking over, going like, "Fuck!" Like he had no practice. He was like just trying to fill in, and he did an amazing job. There's a couple parts that they got off, but I could see Zach looking over like, "Shit, what's going on?" And then he cut right back on, and he was like,
figured it out.
no practice though. I was like, Jesus, man.
Well, I mean, like the dude like knew those songs though. You know what I mean? Like you played them.
I mean, like 15 years ago.
But still, you ever have a song? I'm sure you have those songs. Like there's some Scalafria songs that I haven't played in about at least 5 or 6 years at least. And I can always go back and like if I hear the very first riff, then I can get through the whole song.
Yeah, then your muscle memory just kicks in and you're just going.
Yeah, like you're reminded like as you go.
Yeah, it's a trip, totally.
Granted, cephalic songs are super like technical and hard.
Yeah.
But I did one cephalic Carnage show actually. Yeah.
Oh, you played with them?
Yeah, in Houston, it was the Building Temples for Death Fest.
Jesus.
Yeah, so that was actually like another montage that I had because I had 2 days to do it, to get it down. Leonard was like, "Oh, you guys want to play the show this weekend?" I was like,
your Leonard voice is a Phil Anselmo, like, "Where are you, fucking?"
It's the Leonard voice. Want to play the show this weekend?
I used to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels every day.
He does like that. That's like his laugh. I love that laugh. But yeah, fucking he would always just have like these surprises, like fucking want to open for Black Dahlia Murder tonight? Like, sure, yeah. Well, yeah, like who says no to that?
Yeah.
You know, I forgot what I was just talking about.
You're talking about being
stoned.
Stoned right now.
Stoned to Death. That's a song that I actually wrote some lyrics to.
Oh no, you were playing the night of playing with cephalic.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forgot too.
Building Temples for Death Fest. The dude that threw that showed up at our Houston show for the Narcotic tour in Malevolent. He was like, I remember having you with Cephalic Carnage. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know you guys remembered that I did that. Like, I thought that was like a secret to everybody in the world.
So how long was that? How long was that set?
We were the headliners, so it was like an hour long.
Shit,
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a long set. The one we didn't play because Steve was worried about it, which I told him I had it down, was Lucid Interval, and people were so upset about us not.
Oh, you
playing
didn't
that.
play it? Oh,
no, that's the one we didn't play because Steve was like, "Nah, fucking, you don't got it down well enough," or something like that. I don't remember, but we cut it from the set. We were gonna play it, and then that was like the song during the one practice that we got that I made a mistake on or something like that.
Let's go around the table. What's your cephalic? If you had to take one cephalic album out to the island that you're gonna
start with the guest. Start with the guest.
Yeah, I'm not going first.
A guest?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
Take a guest.
Man, that's a tough one. Anomalies, though.
Yeah,
that wasn't so tough.
Yeah, that's up there for me too. That's up there.
Okay.
But man, like, yeah, Xenosapien's good. Fucking, I like their newer shit, dude. New Xenosapien, Misled by Certainty. That was like a brilliant album.
Yeah,
Liner was like,
you're all great.
That was voted like Nikki Sixx's top 10 albums in like 2006 or 2008, whenever it came out.
Nikki 666 2006. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. I remember that weird statistic. Leonard showed me that. I was like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, dude.
Professor, what about you?
Cuts.
Professor, what do you?
I like Exploiting and Xenosapien. Yeah. Those are the two that I like know. And then like I don't know. I should listen to more Cephalic Carnage.
So listen to a song called Ontogeny of Behavior and read the lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where like Cephalic gets like their fucking gold from is like the lyrics are so amazing. And then the music like molds with it super well. So like Ontogeny of Behavior is the song. It's on Anomalies. It's like the last song. And then on Xenosapien, there's a song that actually has a cool story about Leonard called G.O.D. is the song. But like I was just remember we were at the warehouse, the first warehouse, Barnett, sitting in their tour van in the back or something, smoking weed, listening to Rainbow with Dio. And I don't know why I remember that. But he was like, I want to write a song that's about this guy that has a weather machine and he can control the weather and shit. And I was like, that sounds fucking sick. But lo and behold, Xenosapien released, and they have this song called GOD, Global Overhaul Device. It's about a dude that has a weather machine, and fucking like he fucking gets ostracized by the government. They declare him like the Antichrist and shit. So he just like pummels civilization with like crippling storms and shit. And like there's like a sweet ass saxophone. It's like, and nature bowed to me. It's like meow, meow. On saxophone, and it's like, listen to that song. And then on the Misled by Certainty, there's a song called, it's another of the same stories. Like, what if Pangea reformed? And it was called Repangia.
Oh my
And
God.
so there's actually a brilliant fucking song. Brilliant fucking song on Misled by Certainty. It's the last song. It's called Repangia. It once again, like they released it and it's beautiful. Nick Safalnik. Havnik. Job for a cow Nick. Which Nick are we talking about? Shinzelis. Like Shin jealous. That's how he told me to pronounce it. Your shin is jealous. Shin jealous. He wrote the lyrics. He wrote some lyrics on that, and man, those lyrics are so fucking sick.
Didn't you do guest vocals on one of those songs?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's on Xenosapien on the very last track. It's like a jam, 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 and there's just like a bunch, like 15 different guest vocals on that song, just like.
Okay,
like I'm sure I'm one of those on there.
Yeah,
but you can't really tell.
It's like a guest pinch harmonic.
So
kind of
basically,
and then they have
what
that
we're telling everybody.
Rulia Fatagan before the Cthulhu song, and I'm one of the chanters.
You're chanty.
Their little in between song stuff is always awesome too.
Oh, it's the best, dude. Dude, I saw them in 2000, the first Bloodletting. I was like 17.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
it was crazy, dude. It was so, we were like, what the fuck? It was like Deeds of Flesh, Disgorge, and Mortal Decay, and all these bands. And yeah, it's felt like Carnage. We were just like, holy shit. We just like Exploiting Dysfunction had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
We had the first one, I forgot what it's called, Conforming to Abnormality.
Right. That one was a banger for me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Those first
totally.
Those are great.
Incredible.
When I asked that question of what's your favorite cephalic, after like 30 seconds, I realized that I can't fucking pinpoint.
Well,
it's hard, dude. There's so much good cephalic. They're really brilliant when they were writing music.
Dude, for me though, like, I mean, I was introduced to them like way back, like, that early time, and it was just like so we were like so down. But when Lucid, I mean, I was a fan early on, obviously, but when Lucid Interval came out, dude, I was blown away.
Yeah,
that album was probably my favorite.
That was the one I heard. And then Anomalies came out after that, and I was like,
yeah. I mean,
my back and forth is Exploiting and Lucid, but then like talking about these other albums too. I'm like, man, I fucking love those.
Anomalies fucking amazing. And,
Conforming is great. Anomalies
is
great. Yeah, it's the whole discography is amazing. And this is another lesson to everybody who's listening to this. There is another layer to all of this shit. It may be cephalic, it may be narcotic, it may be all whatever band you're listening to. The layer that you aren't paying attention to is the fucking lyrics, guys. There may be some brilliant shit like we've just talked about with Leonard and his stony ideas that end up being these quirky, poetic, you know, it's just there's another layer. You're missing a layer of the art if you're not reading your lyrics. Okay.
Dude,
agreed 100%.
Me and Carrie would we were like hanging out the most like when fucking Lucid Interval came out, and I remember they have just like these little funny songs that, I mean, because obviously like I don't take Lucid Interval as a fun, like I'm not smiling, I'm like fucking, I'm doing, you know, I'm like I'm like fucking getting gnarly, but they have that one song, I forget what it's called, but it goes it's like a 10-second song, and it goes 2 and 1, and then there's one voice that goes like one speaks faster, and then the one goes one speaks louder, and that's just it. It goes one speaks louder. And that's just the end of the song. And I'm like,
or like the split that they did with Anal Blast, to bring it back to Anal Blast.
oh, ocular penile receptacle.
Yeah, dude. And there's the song called Phantom Farter, and it's just
Phantom Farter too.
It's about a song where he farting, dude farting all the time.
It's funny that it's an album and he's introing the song to you. The song's called Phantom Farter.
About a guy that's just, farting all the time
and shit. And then the song starts. And then they also put like their outtakes too.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to do like the micro grind song and something that happens and they have to fucking do it again. There's like 20 times they're trying to do one of these micro grind songs.
I think that shit comes from, if I were to like point out where it comes from, it would be SOD probably. SOD would do like, they do like the 6 songs in 9 seconds. That's like they do like these
Billy's like what's that sound? Yeah. What's the sound? And you're just hearing like what the fuck is that sound?
And they're like trying to fucking like keep like trying to break the record live. They'll be like, all right, last night we did it in 7 seconds. Tonight we're gonna do it in 6. They're just trying to like beat it. That's like
Napalm Death. Yeah, same thing. Just the micro grind song.
But I 100% agree with you on that.
With the lyrics,
the lyrics are powerful, man. Like if you read some of the lyrics, like actually, so this is a crazy story. Some dude randomly emailed Dallas or the Narcotic Wasteland website and says, yeah, I don't know if you remember me, but I was like in one of the local bands that opened for you guys. You guys influenced me in a way because I was kind of like on meth at the time and shit. And I was like, oh shit. And he's like, yeah. So like I decided to actually go and like check out your band after seeing you guys shred. And then like I read your lyrics and it just made me feel shitty about myself. And so I just quit meth cold turkey.
Right.
So thank you guys. And my wife thanks you guys so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what, dude? Like, wow.
That's what's up, dude.
That was amazing. Like that touched me, just like him reading it out loud.
Oh, the person was on, I thought you were on meth. The person was
like somebody emailed us randomly, an anonymous dude from one of the bands that opened, like one of the local bands on our tour. He was like, dude, after reading your lyrics, it made me quit meth.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Like, and my wife fucking thanks you. My wife and kids thanks you.
I mean, but did you check in? Did you check in like 6 months later to make sure it was good?
I don't know. I mean, it's like probably been like 2 months later now.
Oh, okay. So it's new.
In 4 months, I'll do that. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
4 months, I'll ask what was
those hardcore addictions. Like those hardcore addictions, like every day is a struggle. It's not like it's like you're not like I'm clean forever.
He was like I'm a month and a half into sobriety now, or something like a month and a half into sobriety.
Yeah, you should check in and support him. I mean, if that meant a lot to him, I mean, fuck, man, you could probably make sure he sticks with it because everyone's like, yeah, I'm gonna. And they'll get like a trigger and be like, yeah, well, I'll just do it once. And
and
like,
back down.
Just right back down. You know, it's like heroin's the worst with that. But
it takes a lot of strength.
Alcohol's pretty bad for that too, man.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. But I mean, like, like I've just lost some homies to it, seen some homies go down in flames over it.
Yeah,
totally.
That's part of like why Scalafria isn't a thing anymore, is alcoholism.
Well, you watch fucking an episode of Cops. Just any episode of Cops, like 99% of every fucking crime or any
is in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
No, I know that's true. The mayor banned him from that. By the way,
I know.
I'm from Albuquerque, by the way. My whole family's from Albuquerque.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So like they banned
Gathering of the Sick, bro.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we played a Gathering of the Sick.
Yeah, Joseph Hernandez and all that shit. Yeah. Like they basically the mayor was like, we're not filming Cops, we're not allowing Cops like the show here anymore because it's giving our town a bad name because it had all the good footage, like it had all the great footage.
New Mexico. Yeah, dude. Some shit. Like I see some posts like from like the homie Justin that lives down there
Oh, and
And,
Central and shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's a
fucking
gnarly spot.
like some shit going down. Like this dude was like randomly got in a street brawl with these two like chicks, and like fucking they were like fucking beating this dude up, and he was like swinging back. It was like on a Facebook story that my homie posted. He's like,
Jesus.
only in Albuquerque. I was like,
yeah.
But
Albuquerque's
yeah,
a fucked place. I don't know. My yeah. I've had many opportunities to go like move back there, and I'm like, yeah, right. I'll struggle. Like I'm not doing that. I'm like on the beach right now. I'm not going to fucking Albuquerque. Like there's
son of a beach.
yeah.
Memories are weird, but going into Albuquerque, I was like, this has got to be the biggest sky I've ever witnessed.
Yeah. It's like a really open. It's a high desert. It's like very flat, but there's mountains and stuff around.
I was like,
and,
whoa, dude, the sky is huge
the
here.
food is sick. The food is amazing. That's
Yeah.
my favorite thing.
What you know about some Christmas on your burrito?
Oh, red and green, dude. I know all that shit. What's the fucking
Fucking go
shit.
there, and Andre was like, we went to this burrito store or spot with Andre, and he's like, gotta get a bacon burrito with extra Christmas.
extra Christmas. For all the people listening, that means red and green chili, like having like both red and green.
Yeah, both
I
on
fucking
your
love
burrito.
that,
Yeah.
dude. I've never heard it, and
I get
love
Christmas
it.
every now and then. I'll be,
Because
like, fuck it.
I'm from Cali, so I'm like, what the fuck's a bacon burrito, bro? I've
Well,
never
you
heard
like,
of them.
I mean,
bacon
we've got
burritos,
breakfast
breakfast
burritos that day, so it was like
Oh, okay.
bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, I had one today.
Okay, so let me get
With
a
extra
bacon
Christmas.
breakfast burrito with extra Christmas, bro. Fuck
Throw
yeah,
some Christmas.
dude.
Gonna get it with Christmas, and they know what you're talking about.
I love
you go to a
that.
fucking.
Can I go drop it at a
there.
random taqueria? Would they know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know around here.
Let's
I
go.
don't
I'm
think
gonna
they'll
go
buy
check
that.
No,
it.
in
Do I
Albuquerque,
record like extra snippets every time I go to a burrito place?
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Well, actually,
Albuquerque.
hey, you're in
They-
Denver, so it sneaks up to Denver a little bit too, right? That whole kind of style of the green chili and stuff.
Well, we
is a
have
little
green
bit like
chili, but
Colorado.
it's like yellow chili. You know what I mean? It's not actually green. It's like usually like orange.
Can I get it Rasta then? With like
Some orange
Rasta
chili.
pasta. Yeah, no.
red, green, and yellow
That's the
chili.
funniest thing I've heard today.
Well, I mean, yellow
Well, I
is
mean,
a
like,
derivative. Yellow is a derivative of green, but where the fuck did the orange come from, bro?
I don't know. It's like hot.
It's yellow.
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know,
that
bro.
That got me.
We got green.
Dude, we got this
but
place
it's
called
actually
Chubby's.
Yellow and sometimes orange, dude.
Chubbies.
The original Chubbies. Shout out to those dudes on 38, the OG. They have like a little Mexican hamburger that they make. It's just like super good, but it's like a diaper. Like it
Yeah,
kind of
it's
reminds
so
like
wet.
the bottom of the burrito has like the green chili inside
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
the ingredients, and it's like a diaper. You like can't like hold it without just squirting like on the side.
Yeah,
If you squeeze it too hard, like when you're taking a bite, it'll like shit out on your lap or whatever in the back.
Nah, dude, you gotta suck. You gotta suck as you bite.
You gotta
dude.
suck.
Yeah,
Listen
you
to
gotta
Anthony,
suck
guys.
as you bite. Exactly.
He knows what's up, dude. Come on, dude. You gotta suck as you bite, dude.
Yeah, man. Just
You
suck
gotta
it as
beat
you
it
bite
out
it.
while you suck as you bite, dude.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, New Mexico though, it's got that. You know, you go there and it's like a whole like you go to fucking McDonald's. It's on their burgers in McDonald's. It's on their burgers at Wendy's. It's on their burgers at Burger King. Like they go like, "You want green
Christmas?
chili on that?" Yeah, no, just green chili. They'll be
Oh,
like, "You
yeah,
want
yeah,
green
yeah.
chili like
they're,
on everything they have there,
regular
like
fast
Taco
food,
Bell.
they're
It's
like-
like, yeah,
Like
it's like
your
it's always
favorite-
green chili.
Wow.
Your favorite green chili, Hatch green chili, is from Hatch, New Mexico.
Yep,
That's where it
exactly.
comes from.
And you always ask when you go to breakfast or if you go to dinner, you go like, "How's the chili today?" Is the question you have to ask. Is it hot or mild or what's going on? 'Cause you have
Oh,
to
it's
ask-
got a kick today.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. They're like, it's brutal today. Then you're like, all right, well maybe I'll go with the red. That's like literally what the locals do. They go like, how's the chili today? That's like they're sitting exactly how Casey's sitting right now, and they're like, so how's the chili today?
How's the chili? How's the chili and pancakes today? Dude, but
It's different
for real,
chili.
like, how's it today? Like, they're like,
It varies. It's like it's got ups and downs. It's got mild days. It's got really. It's not
Yeah, well-
spicy. So some days it's like
they're-
you can't
every
even eat it.
Flipping
pepper,
the recipe every
every
day.
chili is its own person too. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? They all got personalities, and some are a little spicier than others.
Yeah,
Some are a
yeah,
little more feisty than others.
exactly.
Some are like
dude.
chill and just mellow. You could just snack on that shit all day.
It's like jalapenos. Same thing.
All opinion.
Yeah.
All
You want it all
Jalapeno.
opinion. You want that all opinion.
all right. We just
All
hit the 3 hour mark, guys.
Dude,
Can
Yeah.
I just can I give us a little timeline to finish up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing Full Terror Assault.
What up, class?
You're playing Full Terror Assault with Neuromorphic, right?
Yeah. That's a neuromorphic gig. Leonard knows Shane, so like they're close, and so we actually got put on Legion of Death and Scalafria got put on the very first Full Terror Assault because Leonard knows Shane, Joey B. So yeah, and so he told us we were on Full Terror Assault like probably a month ago, and it just finally got announced like 2 days ago or something like that.
So
for the last wave.
Upcoming shows, you're doing a couple shows with Fields of Elysium. You're going to do Narcotic tour, little mini tour, and then you're coming back and you're doing Full Terror with Neuromorphic. Is that right?
And then the full tour October
with Accept.
With Narcotic Wasteland playing with Accept. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And then got some releases coming out. We're gonna release, as far as Narcotic Wasteland is concerned, we're gonna release a couple singles. We're gonna do a couple singles, and then we'll play for those singles. Yeah.
I was just gonna say about the Full Terror thing. Is that the one where it's Pig Destroyer,
Suicidal Tendencies?
Yeah, Suicidal Tendencies.
MOD just got added.
Oh,
what?
You're
talking about Billy and SOD, MOD. Fuck, man.
Yeah, Billy showed up at our show in Austin. Come and take it live.
Us too. Back in the day, I was probably the most scared I've ever a starstruck was to meet Billy Milano.
Yeah.
I was all, get fucking SOD back together, and he said something insane to me, which I can't remember.
Dude, I took off with Dallas to go get breakfast at some Denny's, and then fucking the Malevolent dudes fucking invited us to go to Billy's because he invited them to go to Billy's, and they swam in his pool and like ate barbecue, and I missed it. I was like, no, because I wanted to go early and get breakfast because I was hungry.
What do you think a Billy Milano episode would be like, dude?
Oh, insane! We would have to like record it beforehand, and then like
no live on Twitch.
No live.
Talk to him for 3 hours.
Dude doesn't give a fuck.
Down to like 23 minutes.
He's like a vocal Gigi Allen. He's like what Gigi Allen is in person. He does with his voice.
He's like old school New York that
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's probably the most like. Actually, I was thinking about it. I was watching like an old video of it was one of those videos from like the late 80s, early 90s, or probably late 80s, where he's just like going out there, and I'm like, that's the most thrash metal guy. I'm sorry, that's the most thrash metal guy that I've. He's like 300 pounds, and he's fucking like 30 feet up, and he's doing a backflip into the crowd, and just with the wrestling mask on, and people are fucking with him. He's just beating him up with the mic, and he's just getting up to the front. This is like, I don't know. To me, I was like, that's the most like kind of punk rock thrash thing.
I got to see him at Annie's Social Club
with Mike DeLeon, right?
And was Dan Lilker on? Yeah.
All right, guys, we're getting into it again. We gotta. Sorry, I gotta go.
All right, brothers.
We're going back into too deep. Joseph knows he's like, I need a machete to get out of these weeds, dude. We just need to go.
Just cut it.
I gotta go hang out. But
go hang out, dude.
Fucking Joe. Super sick.
On, brother.
Super sick having you on, and I'm glad we finally got you. And
we'll
cross paths again soon. Yep.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This is super fun, guys. Cool
totally,
talk.
Dude. Hang for a couple more minutes before we do. We'll do a little post pod. Do we have anybody going that we need to raid, Joel?
No.
No. All right. Well. Again, check out Narcotic Wasteland. Check out Fields of Elysium out on their recent dates or future dates that are near future dates that are coming. Also, buy their merch if they got it. Buy it from them in person. Buy it from them online. Come on, guys. Let's support this. Like, let's prop this up. Get it going. Same thing with the Battleforge Coffee. Hit that up. battleforgecoffee.com, calideathpodcast.bigcartel.com. Boom.
And shout out to fucking, is it Anthony Vicuzzi? He bought a shirt from us,
Oh, you
And
didn't do a live bagging?
We didn't do a live bagging.
I didn't do a live
week?
bagging.
Oh, we do it right now. We do it right now.
No.
We
Let's
end
do
it with a live bagging?
I gotta
Can we?
go, guys.
That's it.
No, real
And-
quick.
He's got to print his labels and all that shit.
Yeah, I'm not nearly. Yeah, George, Mia. Yeah, the shirts are in the car. So shout out to George and Anthony.
Next episode, we have
George and
live
Anthony.
baggings.
We got 2 shirts. Nice.
You got to wait an
dude.
extra week. I'm sorry.
Yep, you do.
No, just send it out to them and hopefully
No, I'm
we
gonna
get
send it.
another for the live.
No, wait.
bagging,
No,
but
make them wait.
They got
for
their
the live
shout
bagging.
out, dude. They got their live shout out. That's what it is, dude.
Ask them
Sorry
if they
for
want
the
live
live
bagging.
That makes sense.
Yeah, ask them if they
Sorry.
want live bagging.
I should charge him $1 on the website for it.
All right.
All right.
This is awesome, dude. Joseph, thank you so much for being here. We'll hang out for a couple more minutes, but yeah, be here next week, guys, because we are. And have fun until then.
We have huge guests coming up. Huge guests, by the way, coming
Have
up.
fun, everybody. Have fun.
You should be. Everybody should be having fun right
Why
now.
don't we
dude.
hype? We have very influential people for all of Death. All right, love you guys.